Hi, friends. Welcome. Game 2 of this state semifinals week right here on the NFHS Network. Jared Robinson, Coach Dane Saucier here with you as Game 2 just about prepared to get underway. Coach Adrian Alaniz of the Sinton Pirates and Coach Corey Beckham meeting with officials down at the bottom. Crew Chief Mark Dobbs, first base umpire Tony McAnamy, second base coach Kenny Smith, or second base umpire Kenny Smith, third base Kent Wardlaw are the three umpires, all four umpires from the Houston chapter here for Game 2. If you tuned in with us for Game 1, Texarkana Liberty Ilu took care of Canyon Randall 15-5. So congratulations to Texarkana Liberty Ilu as they have advanced to the state championship. And Coach, we got a good one right here, as well as the China Spring Cougars and the Sinton Pirates. Both teams very familiar with this place. Very, very familiar, both here in 2022 and 2023. Of course, Sinton last year winning the 2022 state championship, China Spring finishing in the tie for third. And then 2021, Sinton was here. They've been here a total of 12 times. For China Spring, 9 visits right here to this state semifinal matchup. So both of these coaches have a ton of history and a ton of rich history in both these programs as well.
Right, Coach Beckham and Coach Alaniz are, kind of two guys. One's kind of the guy that's been around, the seasoned veteran. Coach Alaniz is probably one of the most up-and-coming coaches that we have in our profession. Both of them are very familiar for winning championships. Both of them are familiar with winning state championships, and I don't think either one of these two teams will both be prepared to play, and I'm looking forward to a really, really good ball game.
China Spring coming out of Region 3 here for the state semifinal, and then, of course, the Sinton Pirates coming out of Region 4, the reigning state champion Sinton Pirates. And let's talk about the China Spring Cougars as they start out their starting lineup. They're the visiting team. Leading it off will be number 8, the shortstop, Mason Kirk. In the 2-hole will be number 7, the catcher, Jace Garrett. In the 3-hole, number 35, Dean Hanna. In the 4-hole, number 18, third baseman, J.C. Hughes. In the 5-hole, right fielder, number 14, Brennan Daniel. The designated hitter will be number 6, Trevor Black. He's hitting for number 10, Ryder Reeves, and Reeves is playing left field. Number 17, Jaden Honey, he'll be on the mound. He'll be on the bump for the China Spring Cougars. Number 5, Dylan Bowers will be at second base. He's in the 8-hole. And number 4, Jacob Clement will be the right fielder today for Coach Corey Beckham. And that is the starting lineup for the China Spring Cougars. Sinton Pirates, Coach, they come in here with a lot of firepower. They've got a young man sitting in the leadoff hole that has been recruited by almost every team in the state of Texas and in the nation for that matter, and he may never take a college swing if things go for him the way that he is thinking. And Coach Adrian Alaniz has got his team together for sure. China Spring 35-3 this year, so don't take anything away from what they have done. That team is a very, very solid baseball team, and they've got a young man who's going to take the hill who is a perfect 10-0 on the season. We talked about this in Game 1. I don't care what happens in high school baseball. If you go 10-0, that means you didn't have an outing where you lost.
Yeah.
You may have had a bad outing. You may have had something, but you didn't lose. And for Jaden Honey to go 10-0, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's, you can tell. I mean, you just look at their playoff record here. You see they've had a couple of series where they've gone 3 games, and obviously he wasn't one of those games where they lost. And so when you get to the state tournament, you're obviously putting your best guy on the mound first. Jaden Honey's the guy that Coach Beckham thinks is his guy to put out there, and so that's who he's going with Game 1.
Well, starting for the Sinton Pirates, starting lineup will be number 3. Leading it off will be the catcher, the young man we talked about just a moment ago, Blake Mitchell. In the 2-hole will be the shortstop, number 8, Marco Gonzalez. In the 3-hole, on the bump for Sinton, will be number 24, Jaquay Stewart. Braden Brown, the third baseman, will wear number 2. He'll be in the 4-hole. Nick Flores will be the second baseman, wearing number 13 in the 5-hole. Batting 6, number 9, Cash Wood. He's the first baseman. Number 7, Caden McCoy will be the center fielder. He's in the 7-hole. Aiden Moody is the designated hitter wearing number 11. He's hitting for Klein Chester, number 10, the left fielder. And rounding it out in the 9-hole, number 12, Rob Thomas will be the right fielder. So that's your starting lineup for the Sinton Pirates. Defensively, we talked about him just a minute ago. Behind the plate will be Blake Mitchell. On the bump will be Jaquay Stewart. Third base, Braden Brown. Marco Gonzalez at short. Nick Flores at second. Cash Wood in right. Cash Wood at first. Rob Thomas in right. Caden McCoy in center field. And Klein Chester in left field. So as they go through the starting lineups for the Sinton Pirates, we're moments away from the national anthem. Again, Jared Robinson, Coach Dane Saucier here with you live on the NFHS Network. Wherever you're tuning in and watching us from, we appreciate you giving us your evening here. Starting about an hour and 5 minutes late, Coach, because we had a 32-minute first inning in Game 1 as Texarkana Liberty ILU put up 6 runs in a 32-minute top of the first. So if you were expecting this game to start at 4, you are 1 hour and 5 minutes late. That is the reason why, because that game went to a 15-5 victory for the Liberty ILU Leopards. And we will throw it down for the playing of the national anthem.
Time to play and we license our country's national anthem.
And there you have it. We are ready for baseball. Game 2, state semifinal matchup right here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field on the NFHS Network. Sinton Pirates will be the home team in white on white. The China Spring Cougars gray on gray with the Carolina blue lettering. Jaquay Stewart gets the start on the mound. And, Coach, we saw him last year, a young man, left-handed. He's got good electric stuff. He actually got the loss against Bernie his last time out, 9-1 on the year.
Right.
Just kind of the Bernie Greyhounds got to him just a little bit. 2 losses in the last 2 series for this Sinton Pirate team. And, you know, you kind of come in defending state champions. Obviously a lot lost. Rylan Galvan, Renee Galvan, both of them incredible players. Rylan playing on this very field here for the University of Texas Longhorns, as well as some other really good players lost by this Sinton Pirate team. But they're back here, back at Disch-Falk Field, and an opportunity to continue that legacy that they kind of created over the last couple years.
Yeah, they're used to this situation. They've been, it's kind of home away from home for them. And so Coach Alanese also, and he's got this group. It's a veteran group when it comes to playing for the state championship. They know what it's like to be here. I'd suspect them to not kind of have those early game jitters that maybe some of those teams that we saw earlier had. But, it's still a game where you got to get out there and you got to throw strikes. You got to put the bat on the ball. You got to make plays defensively. And you know, these guys have been battle tested. They've gone through both these two teams have gone through 3-game series in their past 2 series, and so they've had to go through some times where they've had some adversity, and they've both prevailed and come through that. And so it's going to be fun to watch these two teams who are very, very talented play each other.
I expect for China Spring, any way you can put runs across the plate, whether that's playing small ball, whether that's putting runners in motion, hitting behind runners. I expect Coach Corey Beckham is going to have these young men ready to go, and they are prepared to go right now. Win, lose, or draw, here we go for the opportunity for both of these teams, or one of these teams, to move on to tomorrow, the state championship against Texarkana Liberty ILU. Leading it off, it'll be the shortstop, number 8, Mason Kirk. .419 average on the year for the senior shortstop. 9-1 for Jaquay Stewart standing on the mound. 60 foot 6 inches away. First pitch, fly ball towards right field. Thomas ranging over, first baseman. Cash Wood will go over, but it will go into the stands and bounce back fair. They'll flip that one out. No balls and 1 strike.
See the defense basically straight up here. The center fielder shaded slightly to the right side, but everybody else is playing pretty straight up.
No balls, 1 strike, 1-1 as that one misses up and away from Stewart.
You know, like we commented earlier, both these two teams have really, really good guys behind the plate. They both have really special players that are playing catcher. Obviously, this one that's on the field right now is a really, really special player in Blake Mitchell.
Fly ball to right field, and Rob Thomas runs it down, 1 out, and it brings up the catcher, Jace Garrett.
Well, we're already ahead of schedule from the last game.
Yeah, there's been an out made in the first 20 minutes. Garrett, 308 on the year for the senior catcher. First pitch from Stewart, outside, 1-0. Stewart pitches from the third base side. Most of the pitchers that we've seen so far, Coach, they like to kind of get into a rhythm, pitch quick, an infielder's dream, as you call it. 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
Yeah, you know, as a defensive player, you like a guy who works fast. You get out there and, you know, you're ready to play. The ball's coming in. Plays are being made quickly.
Outside, now 3 balls and no strikes to Garrett. On deck is the first baseman, number 35, Dean Hanna. Good crowd for both these teams, by the way.
Really, really good crowd. And obviously, it's hard to compare it to the last game because everybody was moved up underneath in the shaded area, and now it's kind of the sun's kind of gone away a little bit, and everybody's able to move down, so it's kind of hard to compare. But both these two towns are very, very, athletic oriented and proud of their athletic teams that they have.
Well, the China Spring Cougars, Division I football champions this year for 4A. So congratulations to them, as now they are attempting to have another one right here in 2022-2023 season. Dean Hanna will step into the box after the walk from Jace Garrett, or to Jace Garrett. Garrett, good lead off of first base. Pitch on the way. Down low from Jaquay Stewart.
It looked like he was going to call it a strike. He kind of looked to the right, and then he decided not to.
418 average for the first baseman from China Spring. On deck is number 18, J.C. Hughes. This one hit off the end cap to left. Klein Chester is there coming up. He'll have it. 2 outs.
Like you said, he just barely missed that ball. He hit it kind of off the cap, but he put a good swing on it, just a tad bit out front.
Hughes, the third baseman for China Spring. 319 average on the year for the third baseman. He's a junior, lefty.
Probably not going to see a whole bunch of running, trying to steal bases, unless you're trying to steal one off the pitcher maybe.
Right down Broadway, middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning for the Cougars. Down at first base is Jace Garrett. Step off from Jaquay Stewart. Shading towards the left center gap a little bit is Caden McCoy. Swings through high and in right there from Hughes. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. And
courtesy runner.
Hits 0-2. They're going to bring a courtesy runner. Cage McLeod will be the courtesy runner. Number 9, the junior. No balls, 2 strikes from Stewart. Hughes looks back at Mark Dobbs, the official. Ask him a question. He's got an answer. Ready to go. Breaking ball. Got him on the outside. Strike 3. Hughes goes down. No hits. 1 runner left on 1 walk from Jaquay Stewart. Bottom of the first coming up right here from UFCU Disch-Falk Fields. You are watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
On the hill, number 17, Jaden Honey. Coach, you mentioned it just a minute ago, Jaden Honey. You don't get 10-0 if you're not a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one to take on a very, very talented lineup, and it starts right off the bat with number 3, the catcher, Blake Mitchell.
Yeah, Blake's one of those guys that, in the past he's hitting the 3 and the 4 hole and probably hitting the 2 hole eventually. And, people have started pitching around him a little bit when you put him in those spots. And so Coach Alanis has moved him to the top of their order. And if you're going to pitch around the leadoff guy and put him on base, then you're going to be putting the leadoff guy on first base right off to start the game, and that's something you don't ever want to do. And so maybe he's obviously getting a few more at-bats being the leadoff spot guy, and so that's as many at-bats you can get this guy, the more likely you're going to have success.
Of course, committed to go to LSU, but higher aspirations for Blake Mitchell. He's a very talented player. First pitch from Honey, up and in.
He was named for the second year in a row, he was named the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Texas.
Yep, 21-22 and 22-23, both seasons. The Gatorade Player of the Year. 1 ball, no strike. Went back inside, 2-0.
The thing about Blake is he's for a guy that hits, a very good hitter. He's very, very patient. He doesn't swing in a lot of bad pitches. And he usually, he's very calm in the box.
Up and away, 3-0.
And immediately you see, people get intimidated by him. They pitch around him, which is for just reasons. And so, he finds himself drawing a lot of walks and getting on base a lot.
471 average on the year for Blake. 3-0 count. Ball 4 inside.
I wonder how many walks he has on the year. I wish I knew that.
I probably have that stat for you, my friend. I will check and see. Like to think I have a lot of stats, but most of the time I don't.
Plus, for a catcher, he can really, really run, too. He's a very good athlete. So that's the thing that, from the pro side of it, that the pro guys are seeing about him is that he's not only, not only can he hit, not only is he good, have a good arm, and he is a very, very, very good athlete. And so, you start combining all those things together, and that's the reason why you see him on some people's watch list to be drafted.
About 60 walks on the year for Blake Mitchell. Squares to bunt, Marco Gonzalez, and he pulls it back on the outside, 1-0. 5 straight pitches, 5 straight balls from Jaden Honey. That's a lot of walks, by the way, in one season for 60. Honey comes set, Marco already squared. Up and away, 2-0. Good job right here by Jace Garrett. Going to walk out, have a quick conversation, the senior catcher. And he's going to say, hey, just calm down right here. You've thrown about 1,500,022 strikes in your life. Time for another one right here.
That's the thing you see about these two teams is they're kind of senior-oriented. And so, the coach isn't going to have to take the visit to the mound to talk to his pitcher. Some of these seniors are going to step up and take that leadership role. And so, that's a good thing when you have guys that are older guys.
2-0, bunted towards the first baseline. Pitcher's going to field it, throw it over to first base. Good PFP right there by Jaden Honey. And a good job, Dean Hanna, staying home. The sacrifice is successful, though. Mitchell goes down to second base, and there's one out.
You're trying to get that early run, set the table, get that leadoff guy over to second base, then let these, 3 and 4 hitters come up and do what they do best, and that's try to drive in runs.
Jaquay Stewart now steps in. 380 average on the year for Jaquay. 5 of the hits have been over the outfield fence. There is not a bit of wind here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field today, by the way. Mitchell out at second. First pitch from Honey. Hit towards left center field. Reeves about 2 steps to his left and 2 in, and he'll have out number 2. Braden Brown will now step in.
Jaquay there, just a tad bit tardy on that fastball right there.
Brown's had a good year in his own, 354 average. Braden's been one of their key pitchers this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was one as well, but this year really had to take a front seat to getting better on the mound, and he did just that.
He's 12-0 himself.
Honey comes set. Good pitch right on the outside corner for Jaden Honey. I hear the vuvuzelas in the background. The old soccer horns they're selling somewhere. I think you could buy anything here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field except a good hamburger. Oh, 1 pitch from Honey. Time called, granted by the home plate umpire, Mark Dobbs. Adrian Alaniz, the head coach of the Sinton Pirates, down in the third base coaching box. He spent a lot of time on the hill right here for the University of Texas Longhorns, a Longhorn alumnus. Had a great career here at UT.
Yeah, he's got his picture on the wall here behind us in this hallway up here in the press box. So he had to do something right to get that status.
I'm telling you right now, they don't have my picture up there. No balls and 1 strike. Inside move up to second base. He didn't even try. Honey comes set. Glove right at his chin. Pitch on the way. Mitchell's going. Swung. Fouled down the right field line. Mitchell will go back. Brown trying to force that ball to right field. Mitchell going on his own right there. Just saw something.
He just probably got it timed up a little bit. He's been at second base for a few pitches now, and he's probably got a little bit of the delivery timed up.
No balls, 2 strikes to the third baseman, Braden Brown, the senior. Honey, after giving the 4-pitch walk to Blake Mitchell, has done a good job of fighting back. Outside, misses 1 and 2. Good pitch, though, from Jaden Honey. Tried to stretch the zone a little bit. Braden wouldn't offer.
Good job there by the umpire, but pitch was off the plate.
Shadows kind of creeping in, Coach, from that third base dugout a little bit. We'll see them as they go here. They may play a role a little bit. 1-2 pitch from Jaden. On the way down low. Good pick right there by Jace Garrett. 2-2. Isaac Martinez down at first base, the first base coach for Sinton. Two pitch on the way. Dribbled towards third. Hughes up. Fires it over to first. Got him. 5-3. One runner left on. 0-0 ball game after one complete. Stay with us. State semifinal game right here on a Wednesday night from UFCU Disch-Falk Field on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
It'll be 5, 6, 7 up for the China Spring Cougars. Brennan Daniel, Trevor Black, and Jaden Honey. No runs, no hits. Both left one base runner on in the first inning.
You know, China Springs, their playoff run, they've had wins over Bi-District round over Georgetown Gateway, and then they beat LaGrange in a 2-game series. They beat Gatesville in a 2-game series. Then they had back-to-back 3-game series, one with Carthage, and then obviously last week they had a 3-game series with Taylor. And so, you know, they've played several playoff games. They've had, these past 2 weeks have been taxing on them. You know, one thing people don't talk about is, you know, if you played a Saturday game last week, then you flip around, probably traveled yesterday on a Tuesday, and now you're playing on Wednesday. And so basically you only had one day to practice. And so, you know, obviously practice this time of year is, you know, there's not a lot to it, but, you know, the more of a mental preparation for the game than anything.
1 ball, no strike as that one misses high and away to Brennan Daniel, the right fielder. Right down Broadway on that one, 1-1. Brennan, 372 average for the senior right fielder for China Spring. 1-0. Inside, misses, 2-1. Mentioned a minute ago, both of these pitchers going to work fairly fast.
Yeah, they're going to work fast. Something you're going to watch about Jaquay is you know, sometimes he gets a little frustrated with the ball strikes, and so you got to, you know, kind of watch his body language and how he controls that. Depends a lot on, you know, how his game goes. So
ball 4 misses up and away to Daniel. Trevor Black, the designated hitter, now steps in. He's hitting for Ryder Reeves. So another base runner on for China Spring here in the top of the second inning. Jaquay, pretty good move to first. So like you said, you're not going to see a whole lot of base running right here from China Spring. Miss high, 1-0. Mitchell's going to walk out a couple feet in front of in front of home plate and fire it back to him. Swung through a high fastball, 2-0.
One thing you saw about Mitchell right there wasn't really what he did. It's just he kind of broke the monotony of the tempo of what was being, you know, the pitch. He kind of stopped a little bit and made him walk out there and kind of slowed the game down a little bit.
1-1. High fastball, 1-2.
Kind of got him refocused and back in the zone. did the same thing of what a coach would do when it comes to making a mound visit.
And we saw both catchers, Jace Garrett and Blake Mitchell, both have done that now here in this ball game. 1-2 pitch coming up from Stewart. Leg kick, pitch on the way. Got him. Back-to-back-to-back fastballs. 1 out. Jaden Honey steps in. .325 average on the year for the senior pitcher.
Both these teams got real rich in baseball history in their communities and towns, and got great little league programs and great underneath youth programs, I guess is better to say nowadays. But, and that's the reason why you see them year in, year out here at the state tournament.
1 ball, no strikes. That one misses high and away from Stewart. 1 down in the top of the second. Straight up in the infield, straight up in the outfield for Sinton. Out of the stretch for Stewart. Squares to bunt. Bunts it foul over the top of his head. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 1-1.
Yeah, both teams trying to play for that early run. I don't think we're going to see a 15-5 deal on this one, but I think both these teams are.
Squares to bunt again. Hits him on the inside of the leg. He's going to go down to first base. So Jaden Honey takes one off the inside of the leg. 2 runners on now as the throw from Stewart just kind of overthrew a fastball a little bit. We are going to get a courtesy runner. It'll be number 1, Garrett Maddox, the sophomore. And that's one of those as a pitcher, obviously you're wanting to do something dynamic. Get him to pop up the bunt, risk of the double play. There are some situations, take the out, let him move on, let him go. That time, hits him in the back of the leg, and 2 runners on. High fastball, doesn't offer at it, 1-0. Dylan Bowers, the second baseman, steps in. And we're going to get a quick conversation right here from Adrian Alanis. And I would imagine, like you said, you mentioned it a moment ago, we saw it in the Bernie game, we saw it last year a little bit. Jaquay, very energetic young man.
Yeah, he's a very emotional young man. He carries his emotions on his shoulders a lot, which, for the high school kids, that happens a lot. And so, he's a guy that, and he feeds off that emotion a lot too. And so it's a positive thing for him too, just as well it sometimes can be a negative thing. And so, Coach Alanis is going out there right now just trying to calm him down, tell him, hey, man, these guys are playing behind you. Just throw a strike in there. Let these guys put the ball in play. You got a great defense behind you. All that cliche, same stuff that everybody would say. It's just, he's trying to break that monotony a little bit and slow the game down a little bit.
1 ball and no strikes now to the second baseman, Dylan Bowers. Out at second is Brennan Daniel. Down at first is the base runner for Jaden Honey, Garrett Maddox. Strike right on the outside, 1-1. Inside move, back easily to second base is Daniel. One pitch on the way, up high, 2-1. That's kind of been Jaquay's miss right now, is up.
Yep. Coach Mayfield over at Fredericksburg, he's wanting me to sing Wabash Cannonball to everybody. I think I'll pass on that.
I don't know about that one. I don't think that's a great idea. 2-1. Big swing comes up empty from Dylan Bowers.
It's good, though, to have a bunch of people out there listening in on the broadcast and watching the games. And, all these state championship games they're awesome. It's just these 2 venues here in Dale Diamond are 2 venues that are, by far some of the best that we have in the state of Texas, and it's awesome for these kids to get a chance to come here and play.
Swung inside fastball, got inside of Dylan Bowers, strikes him out, 2 down here in the top of the second. It brings up the 9-hole batting center fielder Jacob Clement. Stewart's got 2 strikeouts here in the top of the second inning. 2 runners on after a walk and a hit by pitch. Drilled towards right center. Thomas ranging to his right. He won't get there. Clement, 1 RBI. Coming around third is Maddox. He will score. 2-run triple for Jacob Clement. China Spring strikes first.
You know, some people would say, well, a 9-0 hitter, is not going to do something like that. Well, that young man
he just put a swing on one and drove it, and that proves when you got a young man on the mound who's producing the power, producing the speed for you like Jaquay Stewart, you automatically turn over, and he drills one to the right center field gap in between Caden McCoy and Rob Thomas, and it is a 2-run triple. Turns over the lineup, now back to Mason Kirk.
I think China Spring got in a little trouble for coming out of the dugout like we had in the first game, but everybody's getting their warning for staying in the dugout. So
down low, first pitch to Mason Kirk, 1-0.
2-out hits, man, they're big in these games, these big championship games like this. If you can get 2-out RBI hits, it's
drilled towards the shortstop. Gonzalez to his right, fires to first, 6-3, but not before the Cougars put 2 on the board. They lead 2-0 after 1.5. Sinton coming up in the bottom of the second. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball right here on the NFHS Network. Jaden Honey back to the mound in the bottom of the second inning. Sinton Pirates will send up Nick Flores, Cash Wood, and Caden McCoy. And, Coach, you said it a minute ago. 2-out hits.
Yep, 2-out hits.
Hits with runners in scoring position. That's what gets you to where you're at now, and that's what advances you into a state championship. China Spring jumps on the Sinton Pirates 2-0 here after 1.5 on a big hit by the 9-hole batting Jacob Clement.
That's exactly right. We talked about last half inning, kind of China Spring, their road to here, Sinton's road. They beat Somerset in the bi-district round. They beat Corpus Christi Cowan, which is a big rivalry for them. Beat Pleasanton in the third round, and then had 2-3 game series with Comel Davenport and Bernie to get here. And so kind of very similar roles for both teams in getting to this point. So
it'll be second baseman Nick Flores steps in. Jaden Honey back to work on the mound for China Spring. First pitch from Honey catches the outside, 0-1.
Well, that was a rain game. It rained out.
But then y'all played the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Finished that game and lost, and then won.
0-1 pitch coming up from Honey. Right, a little bit high on that one, 1-1. Honey's been working outside.
Yeah, he's been
quite
working
a bit.
away. So, this umpire seems to be giving you a little bit more than the umpire in the first game on the outside edge.
1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, good one from Honey. 1-2. Honey out of the windup. 1-2 pitch. Driven towards the right field line. Tailing foul from Flores. And it will go down near the bullpen. 1-2.
Down there by the St. David's Healthcare sign.
Beautiful park here at UFCU Dish Fog. Fantastic evening for baseball. 340 dimensions for Disch-Falk. 340 down left field. 370 in the left center power alley. 400 dead center. 365 in right center and 325 to the right field. This one's hit up the middle. Ranging left. Kirk to a knee. Fires to first. Got him. Dean Hanna stayed on the bag, and what a good play right there from Mason Kirk.
Great job there by Kirk as far as getting to the ball and then the slide once he got there to get himself popped back up and get him into a good throwing position and throwing a strike over to first base. So
Cash Wood now for the Pirates stepped in. Cash, 337, first baseman, sophomore for the Pirates, 337 average on the year. Up and in, 1-0.
See the sign out right center field. Talks about the number of appearances that University of Texas had at the College World Series. 38. Trying this weekend to try to make it 39.
Yep.
Good luck to them.
Headed to Stanford. The Cardinal. Hit towards third base. Just foul, says the third base umpire, Kent Wardlaw.
I'm sure the weather in Stanford will be awful this weekend.
I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Hard place to play, too. Remember last year, Texas State University went out there.
Went out there and had them on the ropes, had them beat, and just. And then they were going to be able to host a super regional if they won that one. But
1-1 pitch from Honey. Hit towards left field, base hit. Ryder Reeves will pick it up. And a one-out hit for Cash Wood. Caden McCoy, the center fielder, will step in, followed by the designated hitter, number 11, Aiden Moody. Caden McCoy, 344 for the senior on the year. Honey with a long look, comes set, right on the outside corner, 0-1.
You see this catcher, you see him, he moves around a lot behind the plate. You know, he's really moving out, you know, into that, not necessarily left-handed batter's box, but it's pretty wide where he moves his right foot to.
Trying to get out of the slot right there. That one into the turf, blocks it in front of him for Garrett. Good job of keeping the base runner, Cash Wood, down at first base.
Oh, umpire kind of exposed back there a little bit. He's probably going, hey, would you move back over here a little bit more in front of me?
Yeah, please do not throw the two-seam on a mix-up. If you throw the tailing two-seam on a mix-up, I am going to wear it, what the home plate umpire Mark Dobbs was saying. Outside, misses. 2-1 now from Jaden Honey. Jacob Clement, a little deep in center field. A little deeper than what we saw earlier with Liberty Ilu and Canyon Randall. Sun starting to set from the third base side. Good pickoff move right there from Jaden Honey. Back in safely is Cash Wood. Sometimes you show him the B move a couple times. Old Jaden Honey said, we're going to rip out the A move right off the bat. Almost got him. 2 balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball.
Missed up.
3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count right here for Caden McCoy. Caden, part of that 2022 team last year, played a role in it right here at Austin. Ball 4, walks him. So 2 base runners on. Wood on second, McCoy on first, and Aiden Moody, the designated hitter, hitting for Klein Chester.
You know what? These two, the good thing about the bottom part of this order, these 8-9-0 hitters, is, you know, they always have Blake Mitchell hitting behind them, and so they're going to see a lot of really good quality pitches to hit because they're not going to want to flip that lineup over and you know, pitch to Mitchell. They like to pitch around him a little bit, and so 8-9-0 hitters are going to see a lot of fastballs, going to see a lot of strikes, and so, you know, good pitches to hit.
Moody, 268 for the junior from Sinton on the year. First pitch from Honey. Breaking ball right at the bottom of the zone.
Right on cue, throws a breaking ball for a strike. What do I know?
Yeah, no balls and one strike. Threw a breaking ball and a fastball count right there. Got him behind. Big swing, came up empty. Threw the breaking ball again, got him way out in front of it. No balls and 2 strikes. One down here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 runners on. Wood at second base. McCoy at first. Time called. Not granted. Now he's going to grant it. Took him a minute to grant it to Aiden Moody. Mark Dobbs running a pretty tight ship right there from the backside of the home plate.
Yeah, he's the only umpire standing in the shade right now. You got to be
pretty happy.
Yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. Honey set, double checks at second for Wood. Breaking ball, outside, 1 and 2.
That's another thing these guys haven't had to deal with is, you start, like you talked about a while ago, you start to see this shadow start of the stadium start to cast out there. And between the home plate and the pitcher's mound, and these hitters are for the first time in their life are having to see a shadow of a stadium to pick up the ball in, and so that makes it a bit tougher on them.
1-2. Double play would be great. China Spring goes with the timing play out at second base. Reverse pivot, can't get him. Wood back in safely. Good play by the second baseman, Dylan Bowers, to even spear that one out of the middle of the air. That way, Clement didn't pick it up in center. On deck is number 12, Rob Thomas. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big pitch right here for Jaden Honey. Garrett set up outside. Swung through, strike 3. Answered the call. He needed a big pitch. He threw one, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. 9-hole batting Rob Thomas. And this is the situation for Jaden Honey. You obviously want to attack Rob Thomas, and this is where you're talking about. Look for fastballs. Yep. Look for something to hit right here, because 2 things. 1, you put this guy on and it's bases loaded and Mitchell's coming up. Or 2, Mitchell starts the next inning with nobody on.
Right, exactly.
It's a big difference right now for Jaden Honey. Fastball, down low, ball 1.
And this is probably a kid, knowing Coach Alaniz, this is probably one of his best fastball hitting hitters, you know what I mean? So he tries to put him in this spot where he can get down there and he's going to see a lot of fastballs, be aggressive, and they've scored a lot of runs at the bottom part of the order.
300 on the year for Thomas. Inside move. Wood back in safely. No throw whatsoever.
I don't think there's going to be much of a – I don't think anybody's going to be running at this point with the opportunity for that guy on deck to possibly have a chance to swing. And
he's a game changer. 1-0. Moody. Got him right on the bottom of the zone from Honey. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rob Thomas. Wood still down at second base. McCoy at first. Cougars an opportunity to get out of this and leave Blake Mitchell in the on-deck circle. Big swing came up empty from Thomas. 1-2. Coach Corey Beckham is coaching his tail off over there in the third base dugout.
Well, Corey's been doing this a long time. He's won several state championships. He does a really good job with his kiddos, and he the moment's not too big for him. I can guarantee you that.
1-2 pitch from Honey. Missed inside, 2-2. Missed his spot. Garrett set up on the outside corner. Honey threw it back in. Evens up the count, 2-2. Outfield has moved in a little bit now here with a 9-hole batting Rob Thomas. Sun definitely in the right fielder's face. Brennan Daniel will have to fight it. Two-two pitch from Honey. Outside, full count. Runners will move. Fastball count.
Yeah, you can sell out to a fastball right here. You know, probably if you throw a breaking pitch for a strike, you'd make him swing out of his shoes. But, you know, you can sell out to a fastball right here. You know, the base runners are going to be moving, so you're not going to see any – the defenders are going to be holding their position. So
full count, payoff pitch on the way. Got him, outside corner, strike 3. Jaden Honey, back-to-back strikeouts, gets out of it. 2 runners left on after the single from Cash Wood and the walk to Caden McCoy. China Spring 2-0 after 2 complete. Right here from UFCU Disch Falk Field, you're watching Texas High School playoff baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Top of the 3rd inning coming up. Jaquay Stewart back to the mound for the Sinton Pirates. They trail 2-0 to the China Spring Cougars. It'll be 2-3-4 for China Spring. Jace Garrett, Dean Hanna, and J.C. Hughes. Garrett walked his first at bat, was stranded on first base in the top of the 1st inning. 308 on the year for the senior. Stewart already on the mound, ready to go. First pitch from Jaquay, breaking ball, stays right at the top of the zone, called strike 1. Another breaking ball, that one stays down low, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, goes back to the breaking ball, top of the zone, 1-2. Hadn't thrown a fastball yet in this count. On deck is number 35, Dean Hanna. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Jaquay. Breaking ball, fouled off left-hand side. Jaquay sticking to the off-speed right here. A little longer look in right there to Mitchell. Say he may step off. He will step off the mound now. Back in is Garrett. Senior looking to get on base here. Breaking ball. Hit towards Coach Beckham over there down at third base. Tried to field it. Looked a little bit like Roger Dorn, though.
Yeah. Going to have to back up a little bit if he's going to be fielding those that high.
Yeah. We got a time called. The third base umpire, Kent Wardlaw, had a...
I don't think anybody's paying attention to him.
I don't think anybody was either. He fired it in, strike 3. he definitely called time. He's like, nobody's listening. Jaquay Stewart said, I'm going to throw strike 3 right here. And down goes Jace Garrett. Dean Hanna steps in.
He stepped in like he was going to call time, then he kind of just backed out of there like, nah, never mind.
The bullpen gate threw open. Ground ball, third baseman. Nope, shortstop Gonzalez is going to take it. 6-3, 2 outs. J.C. Hughes steps in.
Yeah, that's kind of what Jaquay's, what he's wanting, what he's needing is to go out there and have a little short inning where it's not very taxing on him. and then get his guys top of his lineup back up there swinging the bats again. So.
J.C. Hughes, the junior, hitting .319 on the year. Struck out his first at-bat to end the top of the first inning. Breaking ball stays away, 1-0. Out of the wind-up, pitch on the way. Outside, 2-0. Hughes now on a fastball count. Stewart's been pretty committed to the breaking ball here, though. He'll go back to the fastball right on the outside, 2-1. A lot of times you'll see hitters pretty much just sell out for the fastball on that 2-0. Hughes decided against it, takes it on the outside, 2-1. Breaking ball, good pitch from Stewart, got him underneath.
Yeah, he really slowed him down there, and I think he even took a little bit off the breaking ball, and so, really got him out front.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the third inning. China Spring leads 2-0. Stewart, pitch on the way, breaking ball. Got him, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts for Jaquay Stewart in the top of the third. Sinton comes back up. It'll be the top of the lineup. Blake Mitchell will lead him off. Marco Gonzalez followed by Jaquay Stewart in the bottom of the third. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Bottom of the third inning. Jaden Honey back out to the mound. Blake Mitchell, Marco Gonzalez, Jaquay Stewart, 1-2-3 for Sinton. They trail 2-0 through 2.5 right here at UFCU Dish Falk Field. Jared Robinson, Coach Dane Saucier here with you live on the NFHS Network. Pat Lowry, our producer for today's game. So it's not me. If something happens, you can blame it on him. If the numbers are not right, I will absolutely give you his cell phone number happily so that we just know that that's that situation. Brady Sparks on the camera for us this afternoon right here from Austin, Texas. Mitchell steps in, walked his first at-bat on 4 straight pitches.
Found out a while ago that Brady was coached by the infamous David Sinton from Humble, Texas. Poor kid.
First pitch outside, 1-0. Oh, Coach Sinton's not listening.
I hope he is.
1-0 pitch coming up right here from Jaden Honey. Inside, misses 2-0. Honey pitches from the first base side of the rubber. You see a lot of times righties will pitch from more middle towards the first base side. Keeps their arm slot over the plate just a little bit longer. 2-0, looking for a fastball. Mitchell drills it down the first base line, foul. Right fielder Brennan Daniel not really playing too much to pull here, Coach. A little deeper than normal. Thought maybe we would see him hug that right field line just a little bit. Jacob Clement out in center field. Maybe a little bit shaded over the right center gap. About 10 feet at the most. 2-1 pitch from Honey. Just missed inside.
Surprised you hadn't started seeing more people do the shift in high school baseball like you've seen. Obviously, they did away with it in Major League Baseball, but in college baseball, you start to see it more out of, especially versus left-handed hitters.
3-1, breaking ball, hit towards the second baseman. Bowers, good play, fires to first, got him. 4-3 on the put out of Blake Mitchell, 1 out. Good play right there from Dylan Bowers, ranging to his left. Marco Gonzalez, the shortstop, steps in, 361 on the year for the junior. Third baseman J.C. Hughes inside of the baseline right here. Gonzalez, good speed at the plate. First pitch from Honey outside, misses 1-0.
You know, Blake's one of those kids that it has to get a little frustrating with you when you see so many balls, so you finally see a pitch you can hit, and you know you put your best swing on it, and you hit a ball hard like that, and get some. But it's got to be tough on those guys when they never pitch like that around to me, so they're never worried about it. So.
Everybody threw it middle to me. They were like, "Oh, this guy can't hit." 2-0. Outside 3-0.
Heard somebody in the crowd, Mike, saying we need base runners.
There it is. 3 balls, no strikes. Ball 4, up and in. 4-pitch walk to Marco Gonzalez. So you get Mitchell out on the 4-3 put out. Walk Gonzalez on 4 pitches, and it brings up Jaquay Stewart. Stewart's got some pop. 5 home runs on the year for Jaquay. Oh for 1 as he flew out to left field, out to Ryder Reeves, his first at bat.
Going to really tear into one and get it out of here today. No wind, by the way.
Yeah, there is barely any, if at anything. Outside, ball 1. 5 pitches now in a row. We mentioned that same thing earlier for Jaden Honey after the leadoff walk to Blake Mitchell in the top of the, or bottom of the first inning. And he came back and fought through it. Pickoff move over to first. Back in easily is Marco Gonzalez.
You know what I'd rather not be doing right now is trying to drive from here to Round Rock.
Yeah, 35 is not looking solid. Just for those of you out there who are watching or listening us in your vehicle, it's. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just sorry. 1-0, pitch on the way. Missed underneath, 2-0. Yeah, that road right there and I don't get along very well. Interstate 35 through the heart of Texas.
There's a yellow truck. I've seen him for about 5 minutes, and he hasn't moved.
Yeah.
He's just finally.
The words coming out of his mouth we can't say over radio. 2-0 pitch coming up from Jaden Honey. Inside, down 3-0. 7 balls in a row. Honey trying to find the strike zone right here. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we see a mound visit if he can't find it right here. Stewart all over the plate. Outside, ball 4. 2 4-pitch walks, and there we'll see it. Corey Beckham's going to watch out and have a conversation with Jaden Honey. 2 runners on. Gonzalez down at second, Stewart at first. Would imagine they get a base runner for Jaquay Stewart right here. We'll see who the courtesy runner will be. Jaquay, the pitcher for Sinton. So, high school baseball rules, Coach. They allow you to have a courtesy runner and for the pitcher and the catcher. We'll see who they utilize here in just a moment as Coach Corey Beckham walks out to have a conversation with Jaden Honey. Braden Brown will step into the box. Braden, 354 average on the year. One of the many seniors on this group for the Sinton Pirates. Quick conversation from Beckham, broke up by crew chief Mark Dobbs. Looks like Stewart's going to run himself, actually.
You know, he's a kid. He has some foot speed because he plays in the outfield some when he's not pitching. He plays in the outfield. So he's a guy that, for a big man, he's got some foot speed and can run a little bit. So
Braden Brown steps in. Braden grounded out to the third baseman. J.C. Hughes, his first at bat. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Missed outside with a breaking ball, 1-0. 9 balls in a row from Jaden Honey.
Sinton fans are giving a little bit of the Texas A&M treatment where they're on ball 10, I think.
They are on ball 10. That is correct. On the way. There it is, right on the outside corner. 1-1. That'll stop them from talking. Probably one of the most crazy environments out there at Olsen Field.
That's
that
unbelievable experience to experience that.
Yeah, that is intimidating.
And for a high school baseball, Sinton has some of the best fans that you can have. If you ever go down there and play them, they are unbelievable. Their fans are unbelievable. 1-1
pitch coming up, inside move out to second base. Very rich history in coaching for Sinton as well.
Gene Kasprick there a long time. Coach Adrian, he coached Adrian whenever at Sinton, and he passed the torch to Adrian, and Adrian's just kept it going from that point on. So Gene, he's unbelievable baseball coach.
1-1, breaking ball misses outside. No swing, says first base Tony McAnamy.
Last time we were down at Whataburger Stadium, we saw Gene.
That's right.
He works for the Hooks now and does a little broadcast for them.
He is here somewhere.
Yeah.
Say
hello to Gene.
I saw his press pass earlier. So he's walking around Sinton fans somewhere right here. 2-1 pitch coming up from Jaden Honey. Outside, good strike right there from Honey on the fastball to Braden Brown. And for Honey right here, as many balls as you've thrown in this half inning, you've walked at 1.9 straight balls. You're a ground ball getting out of this inning.
Exactly right. You're exactly right. And so and with his defense, these guys out here play defense. They were really good defensively. I mean, he's just one pitch away from being out of this jam.
2-2 pitch. Foul ball, couldn't hold on. Jace Garrett falls to the turf, and it'll stay 2-2. We'll do it again. Yeah, a ground ball to a middle infielder right here can get them out of the inning. Two-two pitch coming up from Jaden Honey. Out of the windup. Left fielder, by the way, is playing way in the right center field gap. So anything
down the left field line, you're going to run forever.
Yeah, anything pulled down the line is big right here. Strike 3, got him. Brown goes down. 2 outs. Brings up the second baseman, Nick Flores. 327 average on the year for Nick Flores. Flores, just a junior, was here last year. Again, I mentioned it a minute ago. He played a role in the state championship last year. Jaquay Stewart will get a runner now, and it will be number 4, Jaron Martinez. Flores taking his time, getting into the box right here, making sure Martinez has got what the situation is from the first base coach, Isaac Martinez.
Sinton's looking for their first runner to get to third base, I think, right?
You are correct. Shadows have creeped about 2/3 of the way to the pitcher's mound now. Dribbled down the third base line. No balls and 1 strike. And sometimes people say the shadows do affect you. Some people say they don't affect you. It is a change in color of the baseball, and anything that you have about 0.7 seconds to make a decision on, I don't care who you are, it makes a difference.
Yeah, your eyes it makes it difficult on your eyes.
0-1 pitch coming up from Honey. Garrett set up outside, inside move. He'll move the base runner, Marco Gonzalez, back to second.
So one thing about Honey that he's done a good job of to this point, he's done a good job of kind of paying attention to runners, changing timing of delivery to the pitches to the plate, and so he's done a good job of kind of controlling the running game.
Pitch on the way, runners move, throw down to third, picked up at third base. Gonzalez swipes third, down to second base goes Jaron Martinez. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Runners at second and third. No balls, 2 strikes. On the batter, Nick Flores. So if you're Jaden Honey right here, you go back to what you do best. You got the strikeout just a moment ago from Braden Brown. Big pitch right here from Jaden Honey. Comes set, stays out of the stretch. Gonzalez, lead off third. Leg kick, pitch on the way. High fastball, misses 1-2.
Yeah, it puts a little bit more stress on these teams. You know, they've been playing all these series, and you know that's kind of one of the things they keep talking about as far as, you know, you play series all the way up to get the state tournament, and then everything becomes one game elimination. And so, you know, it's tougher on these teams. That, you know, it's one game, so there's a lot more stress on you in the one game series than there is on a 2 out of 3. So
1-2 outside. Great job from Jace Garrett. Honey threw the breaking ball into the turf. Garrett smothered it to stop the runner, Marco Gonzalez, at third base. You talked about both these catchers being very, very talented, and that's something as a pitcher that is invaluable, being able to throw that breaking ball.
And you can just sit there and brush that thing off into the ground, into the dirt, or into the turf or whatever, and know that your guy's going to block it. That's unbelievable.
2-2, misses outside, 3-2. On deck, number 9, Cash Wood.
That's a big advantage when you're able to do that.
Yeah, you very, very rarely ever see a team make it to this with a catcher that is not A-plus catchers. Pitching staffs are good, but if you can't catch them, it ain't worth nothing.
Yeah.
And both these are good catchers. Right here, 3-2. Honey, pitch on the way. Driven towards left field. Ranging over. Gets by Ryder Reeves all the way to the fence. To score. Flores around second base. He'll come into third. 2 RBI triple tie ball game. Reeves sold out for it, Coach.
You know,
it got by him.
Yeah, and he did the right thing. I mean, in that situation right there with those 2 runners in scoring position, he did what you should do, and that's sell out. I mean, obviously the worst case scenario is that, you know, is you don't get it and you end up with a runner at third base with 2 outs. But he had to do what he did. He did a great job. I mean, he gave he gave unbelievable effort. It just didn't come up with it. But had 2 guys in the bottom part of both these teams' orders that have come through and driven in some runs.
Ball 1 inside now to Cash Wood. Cash Wood 1 for 1.
You know, as a coach, you'll take that every single time. I mean, you're not going to.
Yeah, effort is never something that you're going to have a problem with. And Ryder Reeves had an opportunity. It wasn't like he just dove at air either. He had an opportunity at it. 1-0 outside, misses 2-0.
No, he gave unbelievable effort, and heck, to even get as close as he got to catching it was he made a really good play.
337 on the year for the sophomore Cash Wood. 2 balls and no strikes from Honey. Pitch hit towards center field. Clement ranging to his right. Going back, he'll have it. 2 runs come across. We're knotted up here after 3 at the state semifinals. Sinton 2, China Spring 2. Top of the 4th coming up right here on the NFHS Network. Sinton puts up 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-2 right here from UFCU Disch-Falk Field in the 4A state semifinal match. Game 2, Liberty Ilu won Game 1. The winner of this one will square off tomorrow night right here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field for a chance to win a state championship. And Nick Flores, a 2 RBI triple just moments ago, has tied this up. And China Spring back on offense, 14, Brennan Daniel. The right fielder will lead it off, followed by Trevor Black and Jaden Honey. Daniel 372 on the year. Breaking ball, misses, nope, doesn't miss, catches the bottom of the zone.
Some of the early scores over there at Dell Diamond today, we had Abbott beat Kennard 5-4, and Fayetteville beat Nazareth 4-0. So
swung through on strike 3 down to first base. Mitchell shows off the arm, fires it down to first base. Cash Wood reins it in, and a strikeout to start off the inning of Brennan Daniel, 1 down.
So there's 2 teams that punch their ticket to play tomorrow for a state championship.
They'll play out at Dell Diamond.
Collinsville beat Harrelton, or is beating Harrelton in the bottom of the 7th, 3-2.
First pitch to Trevor Black outside. Misses, 1 ball, no strikes. Another breaking ball from Stewart. Right down Broadway. 1-1. Outside corner, caught the zone, 1-2. Jaquay Stewart starting to settle in a little bit. 1-2-3 in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 strikeouts. Now 3 strikeouts in the last 4 hitters he's faced. 1-2 pitch. Make it 4. Trevor Black goes down. Jaden Honey comes up.
Yeah, you may see Coach Beckham try to break this momentum a little bit and try to slow him down and try to give his pitcher a little bit of time to rest, and so.
First pitch to the pitcher, Honey. Misses inside, 1-0. Out of the windup, pitch on the way from Stewart, fouled off the end of the bat. 1-1, evens up the count. And you got your pitcher, Jaden Honey, now in the box as well, so he's not getting any rest right now, Coach.
Yeah, he's doing it all.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Just outside, 2-1.
Everybody can rest tomorrow, right?
That's right. That's right. Late game tomorrow night. Dribbled back towards the pitcher. Stewart spins, fires to first to Wood. Out. 1-2-3. 1-3 on the putout. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jaquay Stewart. Through 3.5. China Spring Cougars 2. Sinton Pirates 2. You're watching state playoffs right here on the NFHS.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning coming up right here. UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Jared Robinson. Coach Dane Saucier here live with you.
Just found out that Harrelton, which was, I think they were What was the score? 3-2.
3-0.
They were down 3-0, and now they've scored
with 1 out left in the ball game.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, 1 strike left in the ball game.
Now they've scored 4.
4-3. How about that?
Great thing about high school baseball. You never know what can happen.
Never over till the ump throws his hands in the air and says ball game.
That's awesome.
7-8-9 coming up for Sinton. Caden McCoy, Aiden Moody, and Rob Thomas.
They said they had to either postpone or move some games because of it.
Leading it off will be Caden McCoy. Walked his first at bat, was stranded on first base in the bottom of the second inning. Jaden Honey back out to the mound. 2-2. Strike right on the outside corner, 0-1. 90 degrees at game time here in Austin, Texas. I don't know what it is now, but it doesn't look terrible.
No.
Feels pretty good in the air condition, I won't lie. 0-1. Stays up high, 1-1.
It's like the shade is starting to move down on top of everybody here, so the fans seem to be fanning less now than they were earlier.
I don't know. If you look down here on the right side for Sinton, they still got the fans running. 1-1, 2-1, outside, misses. Yeah.
They're still in the sun, though.
China Spring, they got the shade a little quicker as it sets down the third base dugout. China Spring in the third base dugout. They got the sun a little easier. 2-1 pitch, high, 3-1. You know, one thing we have seen, Coach, with Jaden Honey is he will go on runs where he throws a lot of balls.
Yeah. And that's, obviously it's, it just may be the way he pitches. He may be that type of guy that just throws a lot of pitches, and he's done that all year long. But
ball 4.
Obviously, when you get in this situation here, when you start generating offense for your opponent, that makes it difficult. And so, you see here where he walked the leadoff guy again, and you're generating offense for your opponent. And I always found when I was coaching, when my guys generated offense for the opponent, we didn't have a good day. But obviously he's been pretty successful all year long, being 10-0, and this team being 35-5. So heck, what do I know?
Well, a leadoff walk scores 64.7% of the time.
There you go. I think you've got a different percentage this time than the last time.
It is. It's okay. I make up the percentage every time. I just pull it out.
Well over 60, though.
It is. It's well over 60. Squares to bunt. Snap throw back to first base by the catcher, Garrett. Back in safely at first is Caden McCoy. Aiden Moody takes strike 1 on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Coach Alaniz wanting to look down, make sure that was a strike called. The scoreboard says it was strike 1 at least. That's a whole different game of do we trust the scoreboard?
Yeah. In Wembley, I don't ever trust that thing.
No,
I don't know if it's going to work.
That's very true. 0-1 pitch. He'll square to bunt again. Outside corner, 0-2. Good job of Honey right there. Working back after the walk just a moment ago to Caden McCoy. Now Aiden Moody down 0-2. On deck is the right fielder, Rob Thomas. Outside into the turf. Good job by Garrett blocking it right in front of him. McCoy has got to go back to first base.
Now as a base runner, you're really looking for that arm tilt, the ball coming out of his hand right here, looking to, see if you can get the ball, catch a ball going in the dirt, maybe try to advance to second base that way. So
1-2 pitch from Honey. Flied out towards center field. Clement right just past the logo here at UT. He's got it. 1 down. Brings up the right fielder, Rob Thomas. Not the musician Rob Thomas, the right fielder Rob Thomas. Although I will say my 64.7% scoring ratio on the leadoff walks did not work in the first inning.
No, it didn't.
Thomas, the lefty, for Sinton. 300 on the year for the junior. Takes strike 1 on the inside, 0-1. Jaden Honey has had 5 walks. 4 of them were due to 4 straight balls thrown. Down to first base, good move. McCoy dives back in safely.
Yeah, I think they had him leaning right there.
Good positioning by the first base umpire, Tony McAnemy.
Which, you have to be real careful. Coach Alanese knows his team better than anybody, but you got to be real careful of stealing second in front of Mitchell, because as soon as you do that and he comes up and first base is open, they're going to send him to first base. So
0-1, squares to bunt, pushes it towards third. Hughes charges it, fires it down to first. Safe at first base, a bunt single. Rob Thomas wouldn't have mattered if the throw was online or not. He was going to be safe at first.
He definitely beat that out. And so it's a good job of bunting the baseball right there. And now you got a situation where your guy's at the plate, and he's in a situation where he can, if you pitch around him here, you're going to load the bases. But, he's in a situation where he can try to drive some runs in.
Mitchell, 0 for 1. Ground ball to the second baseman, Dylan Bowers, in the bottom of the third inning. Now an opportunity here in the bottom of the fourth.
It's your Gatorade Player of the Year right here.
Big situation for Sinton. They tied it up 2-2 in the bottom of the third. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. And your guy's at the plate. Honey comes set, quiet, the crowd. First pitch, hit towards center. Ranging to his right is Clement. He'll have it. A bullet off the bat of Mitchell, but Jacob Clement flags it down, 2 outs. That ball's hit on the screws.
Yeah, ball's hitting right on the line. Couldn't, nothing wrong with that. Great play there by the center fielder, and good job there by those guys getting Blake out. This guy behind him, Marco Gonzalez, though, has been a guy that for them, it's he's been a spark plug that's scored some runs for them this year, and you can't relax right now.
Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a walk and scored one of the 2 runs. Good pitch from Honey right on the outside, 0-1. On deck is the pitcher, Jaquay Stewart.
Pitch up here, tomahawk it.
Long set right here for Jaden Honey. Double checks out at second. Brings it. Fastball. Good velocity on that one from Honey, 0-2. May have been one of the harder pitches we've seen velocity-wise from Honey right there as he paints the outside. No balls, 2 strikes. Down at first is Thomas. Down at second is McCoy. 2 out hits will be important. Can Gonzalez get one right here? Hit towards the 5-6 hole. Ranging over. He'll go to third with it. Can't pick it at third base. Gets by Hughes. Nobody at home. The pitcher covers actually and gets there. Out at home plate. Fantastic job by Jaden Honey of knowing where the ball was going.
And it's a good job there by the catcher to communicate with him. He pointed to him, I got the ball, you get the home plate. And so they did a good job communicating between the two of them. And outstanding play there by those 2 guys.
I lost Honey there for just a minute, and then it turns back. He's standing, and he's in the right spot. J.C. Hughes and Jace Garrett flips it back to Jaden Honey, and they get out of it. 1 runner left on, 4 complete, 2-2 right here at UFCU Disch-Falk. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
got the arrow on that thing. One is going.
That go.
Leading it off will be a new hitter. Garrett Maddox will hit right here. He will hit for Dylan Bowers. Stewart already in motion. Hit back up the middle. One hopper to Stewart. He'll flag it down, run it over to first, toss it to Wood. One pitch and one out. That's Garrett.
Does that count as an at-bat for Garrett if I never got him written down in my box?
There was not much on that one, that's for sure, and it wasn't his fault. It was
my fault.
Stewart was ready to get on the mound, and he was ready to pitch.
I never got him.
Never even got him put in the box here. 1-3 on the putout of Garrett Maddox. Jacob Clement now steps in.
Now Jacob's got the biggest hit of the game for China Spring.
Yeah, certainly does. The 2 RBI triple. 1 ball, no strikes as that one misses inside from Stewart. Swung through. Another breaking ball. Stewart's went pretty heavy to the breaking ball today.
Since the first inning, he's gone a bunch to the breaking ball.
1-1 evens up the count. Inside misses. 2-1. Almost got Clement in the knee right there. Going to go outside. Fastball stayed high though. 3-1. Continue to hear no walks in the background. That's from the Sinton Pirate fans. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk to the 9-hole batter. Back to the top of the lineup for Mason Kirk. 4.14 average on the year for Mason Kirk for the senior shortstop. Almost no lead over at first base for Jacob Clement, by the way. Inside, misses ball 1. 1-0. You're starting to see Coach Beckham slow down Jaquay just a little bit, having him step out, go through the signs. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball inside, 2-0. And you're starting to see that animation from Jaquay Stewart just a little bit. Wanted both of those calls, didn't get either one of them. 2-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Got that one right on the outside. 2-1. Straight up in the infield, straight up in the outfield. Double play depth in the middle. 2-1. He'll square to bunt. Bunts it down the third baseline. Stewart spins, fires it to first. Not in time. Bunt single. Mason Kirk. And the China Spring Cougars have got something going. Runners on first and second. And it brings up Jace Garrett. Smart play right there from Mason Kirk. I mean, he couldn't.
Really good bunt. I mean,
couldn't have literally walked out there and rolled it by hand almost any better than where he put that baseball.
Perfect situation there. Third baseman was back. You know, he was strictly bunting for a hit right there. It wasn't a sacrifice. And so, like you said, he put the ball in the perfect position, and you know, there's really nothing you can do about it. You know, Jaquay made a good play to get off the mound and get to the ball, and threw a good throw to first base. Just was a better bunt. So.
No balls and 1 strike as it's fouled off of Garrett's front foot. 3.08 average on the year for Jace Garrett for the senior catcher. Pitch on the way. Hit towards the second baseman. Ranging over to Gonzalez at short. Fires to first. Gets away. 1 run will score on the throw from Marco Gonzalez. It'll be a fielder's choice at second base. Coming around to score was Clement. And it's 3-2 China Spring. A situation up the middle. We saw Flores. Good feed over to Marco Gonzalez. And Marco just kind of airmailed Cash Wood towards the inside. Lucky that one didn't go into the dugout right there. So remaining at first base will be Jace Garrett after the fielder's choice. 1 run in, 3-2 China Spring. Dean Hanna steps into the box now. Brings it outside. Just a little bit, stays out there. There's right down Broadway from Jaquay Stewart. 1-1 count.
Yeah, I think Jaquay feels like he's getting squeezed a little bit, but I feel like the umpire's doing a pretty good job calling balls and strikes. He's
breaking ball, stays up, 2-1. Jaquay kind of throws his head there. Wanted that one as well, 2-1. Down at first is Garrett. I agree with you. I think crew chief Mark Dobbs back behind the plate is doing a good job. Mitchell sets up outside. Stewart, long look over at first to Garrett. Brings it. Big swing, empty for Dean Hanna. 2-2, evens up the count. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, I'm sorry. Pitch on the way. Strike 3, got him. Hanna goes down. 1 run comes across for the Cougars. They lead 3-2 after 4.5. Sitting back to the plate to try to answer right here on the NFHS Network. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Three, 4, and 5 is what Jaden Honey will go up against. Jaquay Stewart, Braden Brown, and Nick Flores. Honey's done a good job. 4 innings, only allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. The triple earlier was the big one. 2 RBIs. Jaquay Stewart steps in. 380 on the year coming into this state tournament.
Boy, there is a big, obviously he's left-handed, but there is a lot of room in left field right now.
Jaquay walked his last at-bat.
But I sit there and say that on college games and everybody when everybody shifts over.
But
usually when they shift the infield over, but the outfield stays similar, very similar, close to where they were.
1-0 pitch. This one's drilled towards right. Working his way over. He'll field it on the 1-hop. Is the right fielder, Brennan Daniel. And it'll be a leadoff single for Jaquay Stewart. So back-to-back times Jaquay has reached base. Jaron Martinez will run for Jaquay. And in steps the third baseman, Braden Brown. 354 average on the year for Braden Brown. On deck is number 13, Nick Flores. Into the turf outside. Garrett blocks it in front of him. 1-0.
Really good block there by Garrett. Really good block.
Shadows continue to move towards first base here.
Of course, I will say that the turf has made blocking a little easier.
Yes, a bit easier.
You get a little true hop off of it.
1-0. Squares to bunt. Fouls it off. 1-1. This is one of those areas where you don't trust the scoreboard as it says 2-0. Honeycomb set. Martinez off first. He'll square to bunt again. Outside, 2-1. Martinez scored one of the 2 runs on the Nick Flores triple. Flores standing on deck. Would love an opportunity with runners in scoring position. 2-1. Squares to bunt. Pushes it down the first base side. Dean Hanna will come in and field it in foul territory. It'll even up the count 2-2. Brown really trying to push that bunt down the first baseline. Almost too much, possibly.
Yeah, he's trying to be a little too fine with it, I think. But see what they got going here with two strikes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him outside. Swung through. 1 out. And it brings up the second baseman, number 13, Nick Flores, who delivered the big blow in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the 2-run triple. On deck is number 9, the sophomore Cash Wood. Flores, .327 average on the year. His 4th triple on the year was in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 40 RBIs. Outside fastball misses, 1-0. Misses again, 2-0. Jaden took a little bit longer there on that 1-0 pitch. Slowing it down just a moment. Back in the middle of the bump. Comes set, glove high. Flores shows bunt. Pitch on the way. Flores pulls back, and it's a high fastball, 3-0. Mentioned already somewhat the woes of Jaden Honey. 4 out of the 5 walks were 4 balls in a row. One of them on an 0-1 count. Now another chance here on a 3-0. Caught the inside, 3-1. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. China Spring leads 3-2. Honeycomb set, Garrett set up outside. Pickoff move to first, and throw takes him into the runner. Martinez back in safely. Dean Hanna, good job of catching that ball. And
yeah, you let that ball get past you, it goes all the way down the right field line, and it's probably going to go all the way to third base. So.
We saw Martinez down at first. Jaron Martinez running for Jaquay Stewart. He's got good speed. Honey has got a fantastic move. Pitch on the way. Caught the outside. Flores tosses his bat. He's going to have to come back. And Coach Corey Beckham, the base runner down at first base, Jared Martinez.
He had thought it was a walk too, and he'd walked off, about a third of the way to second base.
So Flores is going to have to come back to the plate. 3-2. 1 down after the strikeout of Braden Brown. Home plate umpire Mark Dobbs asking Flores to get back into the box now. We're ready to go. 3-2. Honey set. Big lead over at first for Martinez. Pitch. Hit towards the shortstop. He'll round around it. Got to be a good throw. It is. Got him. Nice play from Mason Kirk. 2 down. Martinez goes to second base, and the sophomore Cash Wood steps into the box. 1 for 2 for Cash Wood on the afternoon. Singled in the bottom of the second and flew out to center field in the bottom of the third.
You know, there by putting the runner in motion there, you're able to stay out of the double play, or, you know, probably wasn't a double play ball, but, you know, chance of getting that force out at second base. So, didn't move the runner up to scoring position.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Cougars lead by 1. Honey, good breaking ball right there. No balls and 1 strike on the sophomore Cash Wood. 337 on the year coming into this tournament for Cash. Long pause, 0-1, outside, strike 2. So Honey goes down 3-0 to Nick Flores, fights back to get the ground ball play. Mason Kirk over to Dean Hanna, and instead of 2 runners on and 1 out, now a base runner on second base. 2 outs and an 0-2 count to Cash Wood. Honey set, pitch on the way, fastball, hit towards left. Reeves got a bad jump on it, over his head. Cash Wood has got an RBI double. 35th RBI, 10th double on the year, and Sinton ties it up.
Yeah, that was just a mistake on Honey's part there. Boy, the catcher set up really off the plate outside. And, you know, he just missed his spot, which happens. I mean, that's part of the game is, you know, kids kind of trying to be perfect out there. And he just missed his spot. Ball ran back over the middle of the plate, and boy, Cash put a good swing on it and drove the ball to the left fielder's head right there for an RBI. Ryder
Reeves kind of got turned around a little bit out there in left field too, Coach. Ended up going more towards the left center field gap. He's already kind of playing over. We've talked about it several times, playing a little bit further over.
Right.
And starts over towards left center and ends up curling back behind him and goes over his head into left field. RBI double for Cash Wood. The sophomore has tied it up here in Game 2 of the state semifinals. Coach Corey Beckham out to have a conversation with Jaden Honey. It'll be 2 outs and a runner on second base.
You know, it's kind of the game we expected it to be. You know, 2 really, really good teams that are really, really well coached. You know, and they're not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to beat themselves. You know, they're going to try to play for that 1 run, try to play to get ahead and back and forth and that type of deal. And so, you know, it's been all we've talked about and all you could ask for. One thing Sinton has not had in this game, though, is the lead. They have not been in front.
First pitch from Honey, outside, misses 1-0. Caden McCoy steps in, 344 average on the year. On deck is number 11, Aiden Moody. Honey set 1-0. Brings it low 2-0. First base is open. Caden McCoy, very good hitter for this Sinton Pirate team. Two 2-0 count, big pitch. High, ball 3. And you start hearing the ball 4 calls.
Oh, yeah, here they
Sinton.
go.
There's cowbells ringing, vuvuzelas in the background, and
all kinds of instruments.
3-0 pitch coming up from Honey. Ball 4, pulls it away. Down to third base goes the base runner Cash Wood. Down to first goes Caden McCoy. So ball 4 on the 4-pitch walk from Honey.
We're going to get a change.
And we're going to get a change. Coach Corey Beckham. He'll make a change. Jaden Honey will leave with 2 base runners on. Cashwood down at third. Caden McCoy at first. He's responsible for both of those runners, and we're going to see the right fielder. It looks like Brennan Daniel possibly could come in to throw. We'll let you know right after this break. You're watching Texas High School playoff baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Brennan Daniel will be the new pitcher for China Spring. Brennan 9-2 on the year for the senior. He'll come straight in from right field, and he'll go to the mound. Jaden Honey looks like he'll be the new right fielder, so just a flip-flop of positions for Brennan Daniel and Jaden Honey. Jaden Honey didn't pitch bad, Coach. Got into put himself in some binds. Again, I mentioned a minute ago, 6 walks, 5 of them 4-pitch walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 2/3 innings, and he's responsible for the base runners on third and first.
Yeah, he did a good job. He gave up 3 runs, and like you said, he had several walks, but obviously not all of them cost him. But and a couple of them were, one of them was to Blake Mitchell to lead off the game, so he's kind of pitching around him a little bit. But he did what all you can ask for is he kept you in the ball game, kept you right there, and now you're going to bring in your senior right fielder, who's also 9-2 on the season, I think is what you said.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to be a guy that, that it's probably been one of their starters probably in these 3-game series. He's probably been one of those guys. And so, you try to piecemeal this thing together from that point on. And so, can't say enough about what Honey's done for them this year.
Daniel will come in now. Runners on first and third. Cashwood on third base. Caden McCoy on first. After the 4-pitch walk, it'll be Aiden Moody, 0 for 2. He struck out, flew out to center field his last at bat. As you hear Neil Diamond in the background. Neil Diamond will live forever thanks to the Boston Red Sox.
I feel like I'm in Fenway Park right now.
Thanks to the Red Sox, Neil Diamond will never get old.
Well,
Aiden Moody steps in the designated hitter. He's hitting for Klein Chester. Brennan Daniel will square off against him. First pitch, just off the outside, 1-0. Probably look to see some sort of movement down at first base from McCoy pretty quickly. This one goes over the top of the head of Aiden Moody. How it didn't hit him, I'll never know. Looks down at third base coach Adrian Alaniz and kind of wondering how it didn't hit him as well.
Yeah.
2-0 from Daniel. Down low, 3-0. Walks will hurt you in the game of baseball. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run already across for Sinton. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Brennan Daniel. And it brings up the 9-hole, Rob Thomas. Singled his last at bat. Struck out his first at bat in the bottom of the 2nd. Big hitter right here for Brennan Daniel. You do not want Blake Mitchell to come up with the bases loaded next. Bottom of the zone, didn't get the call, 1-0.
he might be, kind of a starting pitcher, used to going warming up in the bullpen a long time, just didn't get that. And so, but I'm sure he's used to coming in out of the bullpen some too. So
strike on the outside, evens it up 1-1. First strike thrown from Brennan Daniel. Yeah, 9-2. He knows how to work his way around the plate, and you could be right. It may be a situation. He hadn't had a whole lot of action out in right field. Been kind of hanging around a little bit. 1-1. There's 1-2. Right down Broadway, and Rob Thomas is down 1-2. Huge pitch right here for Brennan Daniel. Daniel set on the way. Got him. Strike 3 on the outside. Did what he was supposed to do. Walked 1, but the bases left loaded from Sinton. Tied it up. 3-3 through 5. We got a ball game right here at Disch Falk Field in Game 2 of this state semifinal matchup. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Who's your doctor at
4, 5, and 6 up for China Spring. J.C. Hughes, Brennan Daniel, and Trevor Black. Hughes 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the bottom of the first top of the first inning, and a strikeout in the top of the third. Both inning-ending strikeouts here, leading it off in the top of the sixth. It has turned into a beautiful evening here in Austin, Texas. Wherever you're watching us from, we appreciate it. First pitch, breaking ball, missed outside, 1-0. We've continued to see Jaquay Stewart go to the breaking ball early, often, and he'll continue to do it. 1-0, outside, gets the call, 1-1. Kind of been his go-to pitch. We talked about it in the last half inning. 1-1, outside 2-1. And you instantly hear with 2-1, no walks. 2-1 pitch, hit back, right back up the middle, ranging to his left. Gonzalez in the middle, Flores from the right. The second baseman goes down on one knee, but a leadoff single off the bat of J.C. Hughes. Got a base runner on, and Brennan Daniel, the pitcher, now steps to the plate.
Yeah, now you're going to
have a runner right here.
Play the bunt game. You got a Cage McLeod is now running at first base.
So McLeod will run for Hughes.
Yeah. So that'll be a pinch runner. So
Brennan Daniel steps in as he is no longer the right fielder. He's now the pitcher. Cage McLeod, the junior, up in the front of the box. Don't be surprised to see a bunt. He squares. Outside misses. 1-0. Third baseman for Sinton, Braden Brown, way in. Fully expecting the bunt. McLeod at first. He will square the bunt. Tries to push it to the first base side. And it goes foul. Picked up by Cash Wood. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right fielder Rob Thomas has extremely deep with anticipation of a bunt right here. It'll stay high and away, 2-1. Normally, you would think he'd kind of
be moving,
work his way in a little quicker, but
some throws and stuff.
He's still pretty deep out there in right field. The throw gets away, and it could roll for quite a while. 2-1 pitch. Crashing in is Brown. Bunt, foul, 2-2. Won't matter now.
You see the anguish on both coaches' face when they can't get bunts down. So I know the feeling.
Yeah, that's
the reason why I'm up here in the booth.
There you go. Hey, listen, you still got hair left. I don't have any hair, though.
I don't know. If I take my hat off, I don't have much.
2-2. Make you want to pull your hair out with
exactly.
execute. You've only bunted 735 balls on the year.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch coming up from Jaquay. Got him on the outside. Fastball. Daniel goes down, and it brings up Trevor Black. Trevor, designated hitter, hitting for Ryder Reeves. Not 278 on the year for Trevor.
I noticed Adrian, whenever we were having the national anthem, he's getting a little grayer than he used to be up there, too. So.
Yeah, Texas high school baseball coaches will do that. Breaking ball right down the middle, 0-1. Coach Alaniz, not that old either.
No.
Mentioned it earlier, one of the up-and-comers in high school baseball coaches. 0-1 pitch, bunted towards the right side. Good one. Wood will pick it up. Going to try to tag him. He will tag him. Great play right there by the sophomore Cash Wood.
Probably the only play they had, because I don't know if anybody else was going to get to the bag to be able to cover. So great play there.
We're going to get a pinch hitter right here. It'll be Braxton Bowers, the senior. Looks like he's going to hit for Jaden Honey. And Alaniz will come out, have a conversation with Jaquay Stewart with a new hitter. So earlier we saw Garrett Maddox come in. Now we will see Braxton Bowers. Alaniz will stroll out, have the conversation.
Sure,
this is probably everybody having a conversation, not with Jaquay.
With the infielders, everybody's going to be laying out, we're going to be laying out for everything and trying to knock the ball down, keeping the infield. They're probably going to turn around to the outfielders and tell the outfielders. Looks like we're going to make a pitching change. But they're going to tell the outfielders, hey, we've got to.
Looks like Mitchell may come in right here.
Mitchell's going to come in to pitch.
Jaquay Stewart will come off. We'll verify that. We'll go to a break. We'll come right back here from UFCU Disch-Falk Field. You're watching Texas high school playoff baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
It will be Blake Mitchell on the mound for the Sinton Pirates. Cash Wood will go over to second base. Jaquay Stewart will go from the mound to first base. And Nick Flores, I believe, will go from second base to behind the plate. The junior will catch Blake Mitchell. Mitchell, the hard-throwing right-hander, been the catcher all year. He's going to come in this situation. Three to 3 ball game here in the top of the 6th.
You know, one thing you got to worry about here, you know, from a perspective is you bring a kid in to catch, probably hasn't caught a whole lot, and so, you know, Blake's a guy that throws really, really hard, you know, and you know, probably has some pretty sharp breaking stuff, so you're making sure that, you know, he can catch him and that, you know, the bait kind of slow the base running down and stuff, but you know, probably going to be a steady diet of fastballs, I imagine.
Yeah, I would bet he brings gas right here, as he's going to see a young man step into the box as well that hasn't had an at-bat yet. I don't know if they fully announced Braxton Bowers. They may go back to Jaden Honey right here. It looks like Jaden may be on deck. Originally, Bowers had walked his way out, but with the pitching change, they may go with Honey.
No, they're staying with Bowers.
No, they're going to go with Bowers. So Braxton Bowers, he will hit right here.
They're making sure that they're on the same page with their signs, you know, with the runner at second base, make sure that they're not going to tip off any signs, make sure they don't get crossed up with anything. So, you know, whenever you have a guy like this on the mound, the thing you worry about is giving up like infield hits, you know, soft contact and things like that.
So Ryan Hale is out at second base. He is the runner. And Braxton Bowers will have the opportunity. High fastball. Ball 1-0 from Mitchell. And like you said right here, this is probably a situation where you're going to see quite a few fastballs in a row from Blake Mitchell. Caught the inside, 1-1.
That's just good old-fashioned hardball right there. You just, you know.
Mitchell can get it into the 90s. Seen him throw into the mid-90s, not consistently, but 1-1. Runner moves, swung, foul down the right side. Like that call right there, Coach. Yeah. It forces your hitter to decide beforehand, swing the bat. Hit and run opportunity right there. Bowers fouls it off to the right.
And I think it might have been just a straight steal. They're trying to get him to third base because there's so much can happen with Mitchell on the mound and Flores behind the plate as far as pass ball, wild pitch, things like that. And so, you know, it's just getting him to third base can change the whole complexity of the at-bat. So
inside move from Mitchell.
You see Mitchell here trying to, you know, vary his looks and try to hold him a little closer to second base.
Time called by Braxton Bowers at home plate. Mitchell was already back on top of the rubber. Ready to go here, 1-2. Hale out at second. Bowers at the plate. Mitchell, long look back at second to Hale. Second look. Time called again by Bowers.
You know, and that's probably a deal there where Mitchell was never planning on going to the plate. He was never planning on throwing to home plate. He was going to look back, look forward, look back, look forward, and just vary his looks.
1-2 pitch set. Glove right at his belt. On the way, fouled off the right-hand side. We'll do it again. Bowers getting some good swings on it. One ball, two strikes. Center fielder, Caden McCoy shading that right center field gap with the flamethrower. Blake Mitchell on the mound. Shortstop Marco Gonzalez playing up the middle just a little bit more, almost right behind the second base. Outside, didn't go. Nope. Tony McInerney says no. 2-2. Looked like the right call. Even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th, runner out at second base is Hale, the freshman. He'll go. Hit down the first baseline. Foul. He'll go back. And that is not Hale, by the way. That is number 9, Cage McLeod, out at second base.
Yeah,
Flores.
He was on there. He pinch ran for Hughes when Hughes got on with the single.
We'll do the 2-2 pitch again here to Braxton Bowers. McLeod at second. He's took off to third a couple times. See if he does it again. 2-2 pitch coming up. Fouled off right-hand side. Bowers got a good at-bat going right here. And, of course, the other side of that, too, if you're Cage McLeod, you got a young man sitting at the catcher's position that hadn't thrown a ball down yet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so, like you said, there's a lot of things that come into play right here when you put your catcher that's predominantly caught the majority of the year, you put him on the mound, is just, you become a little bit uneasy.
2-2 into the turf. It hit the official. It hit crew chief Mark Dobbs. Nick Flores was looking everywhere for it. Nobody was talking to him. Full count now, 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up. McLeod at second. Mitchell on the mound. Inside, flared out towards second. McLeod around third. He's coming home. He will score. 4-3. China Spring takes the lead on an RBI single off the bat of Braxton Bowers. Excellent job of hitting. Not trying to do too much. Flared it over the head of Cash Wood, the second baseman. And Cage McLeod rounds third, and he is not stopping. He comes home and scores.
Just a great job of just, fighting pitches off and, then just serving something and not trying to, like you said, not trying to do too much with it. Just getting the barrel of the bat to it and letting the velocity of the ball take care of everything and hitting the ball from the center field. Garrett
Maddox steps in, swings through a high fastball, evens up the count 1-1. China Spring puts a run across. They now lead 4-3 in the top of the 6th.
And here's where you may see the running game take place. You may see them try to
ball
steal
high.
Second base. Blake's got a little bit of a high leg kick. You see Coach Beckham giving some signals over there right now. He's got a little bit of a high leg kick. Like I said, Nick hasn't thrown many balls to second base. You may see him try to steal one here.
2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. It's also that time for Mitchell where you give up the hit, you give up the RBI. You may try to overthrow it a little bit, and you got a catcher. Does it catch a lot? Mitchell's caught 95%, 90% of your innings all year. 3-1. Inside fastball, strike 2. 3-2, full count. Payoff pitch coming up to Garrett Maddox. On deck is Jacob Clement. Runner in motion. Foul ball off the end. Flores can't hold on to it. Back to first base goes Braxton Bowers. They'll do the 3-2 pitch again. And Jaquay Stewart actually goes to right field. I said earlier, Cash Wood stays at first, and I completely got everything messed up. I just noticed that. Marco Gonzalez is now at second. Braden Brown is at short. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. The crowd didn't like it. Mitchell didn't like it. But the crew chief, Mark Dobbs, said low and away. Flores shakes his head a little bit. And it'll be Jacob Clement now stepping in.
See Coach Allen signaling to shallow up a little bit.
Aiden Moody, the designated hitter, is at third base. Flared to the right-hand side off Clement.
Clement had the big hit, obviously, in the first, in the second inning where he drove in 2 runs, and so he's trying to get the big hit again to extend this gap.
Mitchell comes set, 0-1, 2 runners on. Went with a breaking ball on the outside. Got it. 0-2. Good pitch right there.
Yeah, great pitch right there.
No balls and 2 strikes. Set up. Pitch on the way. Strike 3. Got him. 1 run comes across. Clement strikes out. But China Spring takes the lead 4-3 over the Sinton Pirates. Here in Game 2 of the state semifinal matchup at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. You're watching Texas High School playoff baseball right here on the NFHS Network. Leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be number 3, Blake Mitchell, followed by Marco Gonzalez and Jaquay Stewart.
It's kind of that same situation we've had the entire game. Sinton's been behind, it seems like 1 run. Then they tied it up. They got behind 1 run. And they tied it up. And so all day long they've been fighting from behind. And so, China Spring has done a really good job of really putting the pressure on them continuously all day long.
First pitch from Brennan. Strike 1 right down Broadway. My philosophy of don't even let him pick a bat up is not being held true by China Spring. I said put him on. Don't even bring the bat out with him. With a 1-run lead, this one's flat out towards left. It'll be foul ball, 0-2. Coach Saucier, that's probably the reason that you coached for over 25 years. You knew what you were doing a little more than I did. Of course, it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I don't know about that.
0-2 pitch coming up. Jaden Honey out in right field. Jacob Clement down in center, and Ryder Reeves out in left. But all of them pretty deep. 0-2 pitch. Big swing. Fouled off on the inside of the bat. Stays 0-2. 0 for 2 on the afternoon for Mitchell. Walked his first at bat. Grounded out to the second baseman, Dylan Bowers. And lined out to the center fielder, Jacob Clement. Missed outside, 1-2. Brennan Daniel took over for Jaden Honey. One-two pitch. Hit towards center. Clement working to his right. Long run. He won't get there. Mitchell around second, and he is moving. He'll stop there. Surprised he didn't go to third a little bit.
Yeah, well, you don't want to make, cliche, you don't make the first or third out at third base. And so, trailing by a run, probably did the right thing right there. So
leadoff double for Blake Mitchell. I guess in the grand scheme of things, he'd be standing on first base for me, but with his speed, it wouldn't be long till he was at second anyways.
Oh, boy.
He's a dynamic player for sure.
Yeah, he's a kid that you really got. One of those guys that you just kind of, when you look at the lineup, you're like always kind of paying attention. When does he come up?
Yeah.
Where does he come up? And it's
how can I avoid him?
Yeah, and needless to say, there's no really way to avoid him. So
Marco Gonzalez, he'll square to bunt. Bunts it down the third base. It's a good bunt. If it stays fair, it will not stay fair. Brennan Daniel will pick it up in foul territory, and that is the luck of the draw there for China Springs.
That's that area we saw earlier in that first game. If you got a runner at second base and you can bunt the ball to make the third baseman come field it, which is what Coach Beckham is talking to his third baseman about right now. That little gray area, whether he comes and takes it or doesn't come and take it, is always that communication error. And so it was nearly a perfect bunt.
And Gonzalez, he handles the bat extremely well. Got good hands, middle infielder for Sinton. 0-1 pitch coming up. He'll square it on again. Inside, push bunt to the right. Caught by the first baseman, Dean Hanna. Popped it up, 1 out. Jaquay Stewart will step in. The broadcaster's curse right there for Marco Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's one of the deals. I think he tried to go to first base with it instead of just continuing to go down the third baseline with it. And it just you drop that barrel, that head of the bat, it just that goes up. So
Jaquay Stewart 1 for 3, singled his last at bat. Pitch on the way, outside corner, strike 1. (4-3) China Spring leads here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mitchell off a second. Daniel with a long look in. Pitch on the way, outside, 1-1. And we saw Mitchell earlier as well, reading the pitcher extremely well when he was out at second base, swipe third. Or attempt to swipe third, let me rephrase that. Ended up having to go back on a foul ball. 1-1, pitch on the way, outside, 2-1.
A little different situation here with the left-handed hitter. It kind of opens up that throwing lane for the catcher to third base. So it's a little tougher, but plus base hits going to score him. So
on deck is Braden Brown. Daniel set. Mitchell off second. Long look, double look. Leg kick in, outside, 3-1.
I'd like to see Jaquay sat. They were going away on him. They just sat back and just drove something to the left field, and I think he would.
Fastball count coming up right here from Brennan Daniel. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jaquay got a lot of pop. 5 home runs on the year. Low and away, ball 4. So Jaquay goes to first. Runners on first and second. Jaquay will now run for himself as the courtesy runner, Jaron Martinez, is no longer valid. He's not the pitcher, and it brings up Braden Brown. Braden struck out his last 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 3 with a ground ball to the third baseman in the bottom of the first. So another big opportunity here for Sinton.
China Spring has done a really good job of pitching to Brown. They've just stayed away. And I think it's just adjustment that Braden's going to have to make. But, they've done a really good job pitching him to this point. So.
Left fielder Ryder Reeves continues to call danger to that left field line. Playing a little bit over in the right center field gap. Outside, good breaking ball right there from Brennan. Strike 1, 0-1. Everybody else pretty much straight up. Double play depth in the middle for Bowers and Kirk. First baseman, Dean Hanna playing behind Jaquay Stewart, not holding him on. 0-1 pitch. Hit towards right field. Jaden Honey started in, now goes back. He'll flag it down. Mitchell's got to go back to second base, and 2 outs. Nick Flores comes up. Oh, by the way, Nick Flores had a 2 RBI triple in the bottom of the 3rd inning to tie this ball game up at that point. Flores now the catcher for Sinton. Started out at second base, slid back behind the plate to be the batter he made of Blake Mitchell. Left fielder Ryder Reeves kind of sliding over a little bit, maybe towards left a little more now. First pitch from Brennan Daniel is a breaking ball outside. Got strike 1. On deck is number 9, Cash Wood. Flores, .327 average coming into the state tournament. Sun pretty much completely down now. Lights are on. 0-1 pitch. Mitchell on the move. Fires down to third from the catcher. Safe at third. Stewart down to second. Now 2 runners in scoring position. And that's what I mentioned a minute ago, Coach. You said it. The longer he stays on second, his baseball IQ is so high.
Yeah.
The longer he stays on second, all of a sudden he gets a good read, and he slides into third safely.
What's the count here? Is it 0-2 or 1-1?
1-1. Daniels, all he's got to worry about is the hitter right here, Flores. Pitch, outside corner, got the call, 1-2. If you're Coach Beckham right here, tell him focus on the guy 60 foot 6 inches away, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
Daniels set, glove low, pitch on the way, got him, strike 3. Flores goes down, 2 runners left on. The leadoff double from Blake Mitchell is erased by the strikeout of Nick Flores. And China Spring goes to the top of the 7th, leading it 4-3. We got us a good one here in Game 2 of the state semifinals for the 4A state championship. UFCU Disch-Falk Fields. You're watching Texas high school playoff baseball on the NFHS Network. China Spring, 1-2-3 in the lineup. Mason Kirk, Jace Garrett, followed by Dean Hanna. So they are at the top of the lineup, and they're going to square off against Blake Mitchell. He's back out on the mound for first full inning of work. He went .1, gave up a hit and a run in the last inning. That's the run that China Spring took the lead 4-3, Coach. And for China Spring, this is that situation you'd love to come in here and you'd love to tack on a run.
Yeah, you're playing for a run right now. You're playing for one run. You go, anybody gets on and trying to get that runner to second base, you know, and then you're going to try to get that base hit to score that one run and get that little bit of extra insurance. And so
it'll be 1-2-3 again. Mason Kirk, .414 average on the year for the shortstop from China Spring. He's been there. He's done that. He was on this state qualifying team last year. Mentioned both of these teams were right here in this same spot 365 days ago Both of them playing at UFCU Disch-Falk Field.
Yeah, one came away a winner and one didn't. So
Mitchell out of the windup. Kirk, single his last at bat, takes fastball high. One and 0 pitch on the way, fouled straight back. 1-1. On deck is the catcher, Jace Garrett. Seen a lot of moves in both of these games that we've called today, Coach. A lot of coaching changes and strategy has been going on. 1-1. Big swing comes up empty from Kirk.
yeah, there's obviously in these close ball games like this one has been the entire way. It's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that you're trying to put together to try to piecemeal a run together here and there. Courtesy run, pinch hit, and all those type of things. You start putting together a bunch of changes as the game goes on.
2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 7th inning to the leadoff batter, Mason Kirk. Into the turf, 3-2. Third baseman Aiden Moody right in the baseline, playing up just a little bit. 3-2 pitch payoff coming up. Hit towards the right side, base hit from Kirk. Leadoff single. And you mentioned it a moment ago, I believe if I was a betting man, I'd take the bunt play right here with Jace Garrett.
Yeah, Coach Beckham was already signaling from the third base coaching box, so I'm pretty sure I know what this is going to be.
Yeah, I would bet this was called in the dugout before the
known to be wrong.
Inning even started here.
He may try to straight steal. You never know.
Garrett will square the bunt, and he's got a good one. Mitchell will come off, fire it down to first base, and they've got the 1-3, but executed to perfection by China Spring. Mason Kirk down to second, the sacrifice from Jace Garrett, 1-3, and that's one out, and it brings up Dean Hanna. Hanna 0 for 3, flew out to left field, grounded out to the shortstop Marco Gonzalez, and struck out his last at bat. But Hanna leads the team in average on the year at .418. To say that he is due is probably the statement that everybody in China Springs who's watching would love to hear. Inside move, back easily is Kirk. Nobody even there. Braden Brown at shortstop. Marco Gonzalez slid over to second base. On the move from Blake Mitchell came to the mound. Pitch on the way. Big swing from Hanna, but came up empty. 0-1.
Those guys are selling out to a fastball right now, and so, anything. Obviously, Blake's got a good one, and so.
0-1 pitch. There's the breaking ball inside. Hanna going to take a strike. Hanna tried to stick his left arm out there and get hit almost, but that one caught the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Hanna wants to make sure that was called a strike. He said yes. Hanna's right foot is literally on the white line, maybe a little beyond the white line. 0-2 coming from Mitchell. Got away from Flores. Not enough for Kirk to get down to third, though. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Almost looked like the exact same spot right there, Coach.
Yeah, I think if he might have caught it, he might have got the call. But
Klein Chester out of left, Caden McCoy in center, Jaquay Stewart in right. All playing pretty deep right here. 1-2 pitch coming up from Mitchell. Glove right at his waist. Inside, 2-2. 3 in a row went to the inside breaking ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, Mason Kirk out at second, and he was dancing around. Inside move from Mitchell got him back to second base. I don't think Braden Brown's moved yet, by the way. I think his feet are still in the same spot. He was not willing to cover second.
Guys that are out of position a little bit right now, if they're not normally used to playing. So
2-2 from Mitchell on the way. Fouled off right-hand side. We'll do it again. Hey, good play over there in the dugout. Try to get that young man's number. He made the one-arm catch off the wall. Give him credit. Hey, if this was Savannah Bananas, that'd be an out, my friend.
Exactly.
I've yet to see them play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell comes set again. Kirk, good lead off a second. Breaking ball, hit back up the middle. Gonzalez ranges to his right over to Wood at first. They'll get him. Kirk down to third. A productive out for Hannah on the 4-3. And there's 2 outs, but the base runner's at third base, and J.C. Hughes steps into the box.
So many things can happen in this situation. We've talked about them before. But, just getting that runner to third base, a good job there by Hannah of just advancing him and getting him moved over to third base in that situation. And that way, ball gets away from the catcher or whatever. There's different ways to score.
First pitch to Hughes, big swing on an inside fastball, comes up empty 0-1. Hughes 1 for 3 with a single up the middle his last at bat. 2 strikeouts prior to that in the first and the third. Inside fastball, misses 1-1. Center fielder Caden McCoy towards left center just a little bit. Flare down the left line, that's way foul. 1-2. So base runner down at third base is Mason Kirk after a leadoff single. Sacrifice bunt by Jace Garrett. Got him to second base and a ground ball from Dean Hanna. And he's at third, 1-2 pitch. Got him on the strikeout. Flores is going to have to throw JC out at first. Fires it down and got him. Mitchell gets the strikeout. China Spring 3 outs away from an opportunity to play for a state championship tomorrow. They're going to face 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup from Sinton. It'll be Wood, McCoy, and Moody coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Leading it off, Cash Wood, followed by Caden McCoy and Aiden Moody. Wood, 337 for the sophomore. Daniel, first pitch outside on the breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Sinton looking for any way to get a base runner on right here and move him over. 1-0 pitch, 1-1 as the breaking ball catches right down Broadway. Wood is 2 for 3 underneath the zone on that one, 2-1. Had a double his last at bat with an RBI, a single to left field his first, and a fly ball to center in the third. 2-1 pitch coming up from Brennan Daniel. Outside 3-1.
You know, one thing Sinton's had a flair for is in the playoffs. They've had a flair coming back late in ball games, and you know, they're really, you know, never say die attitude is always there. 3-1
pitch. Underneath, ball 4. Wood walks to first, a leadoff walk for China Spring. The stats are against them here on the leadoff walk. Had to throw it in there.
You've been throwing about them stats.
Been waiting on that one. It's down to 62.7 though.
Yeah, it's going down.
It's going down. Coach Beckham is going to walk out and have a conversation with his pitcher Brennan Daniel right here. What a game 2 has been. For game 1, a 15-5 victory for Texarkana Liberty Ilu over Canyon Randall. But this one here, it's a nail-biter. Been back and forth, Coach. You mentioned it. 2-0 as China Spring took the lead in the top of the second inning. Sinton answered in the bottom of the third with 2 of their own. And since then, they've been trading haymakers.
Yeah.
1 run for both in the 5th. 1 run in the top of the 6th for China Spring, and that's where the lead is 4-3.
Yeah, China Spring has done a really good job of always answering back. You know, they've given up the lead, but they answer back. Given up the lead, they answer back. And the last time they answered back, they've kept that lead, and so they've kept that pressure on Sinton the entire time.
Caden McCoy steps in the 7-hole. First pitch on the outside, strike 1, 0-1. And, of course, if you're out looking at your stat book, you know 3 hitters away is Blake Mitchell.
Right.
Sitting in the leadoff hole, and you got a base runner on at this point. Or 4 hitters, I'm sorry. McCoy gets the bunt down, but it's foul, picked up by Jace Garrett, 0-2. If any one of these runners can possibly get on base with 2 base runners on, the likelihood of Mitchell coming up is pretty good.
And the likelihood of him being walked is pretty good, too.
It's very, very high if you're Jared as the head coach. No balls, 2 strikes. Outside, misses 1 and 2 on the breaking ball. On deck is number 11, the designated hitter, Aiden Moody. Actually, the third baseman, Aiden Moody now. My scorebook looks like a doctor's prescription sheet. 1-2 on the way. Got him outside corner, strike 3. The fans of China Spring are loving it right now. Brennan Daniel, 2 outs away from going to the state championship. Aiden Moody will step in. Moody 0 for 2 with a walk. Strikeout and a fly ball to center fielder Jacob Clement. Daniel outside, ball 1. No doubles in the outfield. Right fielder Jaden Honey playing back where the UT players play.
Yeah. He's back there in that bullpen.
Nothing going to get over the head of him. 1-0, pitch on the way. There's a good one on the outside, 1-1. On deck is left field or right fielder number 12, Rob Thomas.
One thing I'll give to China Springs pitchers today, they have really worked that outside part of the plate hard, and they've done a good job hitting that outside corner all game long. And so,
comes set, glove low, 1-1. Outside, great play by Jace Garrett. Catcher smothers it. Both of these catchers, all 3 of them now with Flores, have done a fantastic job here this evening. Daniel long look at first, now ready to go. Pitch on the way, hit towards left. Reeves didn't get a good jump on it. Underneath, off the bottom of the wall. Around third, Wood, throw comes home. Won't get him, tie ball game. Aiden Moody puts a blast off the left field wall. And Sinton ties it up 4-4. And Rob Thomas has got a chance to walk it off.
Well, if there's one thing Moody could have probably done right there is on the throw, he could have probably went ahead and got to third base, but he stopped at second in this situation. So, it's going to be a situation here. They're talking about who they're going to maybe pinch run at second base. number 5.
They will run number 5. That's going to be Nate. Ooh, I'm going to butcher this one. Muchler?
Muchler, yeah.
Nate Muchler. The sophomore will come in and run for Aiden Moody. Sinton is loud now, though. Rob Thomas. Coach Alaniz, great job from Coach Alaniz making
any
sure.
other ballpark that they played in there this year, that's a home run.
By far.
Walk-off home run.
Yeah.
So
Guy hits it 368 feet
Yeah.
in the left center gap and hits off the bottom of the wall. Rob Thomas has got the base runner. Out at second base is Muchler. Muchler, the sophomore. On the way, Daniel. Strike on the outside. 0-1. Of course, what that does as well.
Marco Gonzalez is going to get an at-bat.
That puts the guarantee that Blake will definitely get an opportunity to stand in the box, possibly, at first base.
Not very long.
0-1 pitch. This one's hit to center. In comes Clement. What a great play by the center fielder, Jacob Clement. Hardest ball for an outfielder to catch as the line drives straight at you. Jacob freezes, charges hard on it. 2 outs, and
It's already happened.
a lot of boos, but there ain't a person in this stadium that thought that Mitchell was even going to make it as far as he did with his bat. In fact, the only reason he made it to the circle was because he ran up to the plate. So Mitchell throws down to first base.
Yeah, I don't think anybody from Sinton, if they were coaching China Springs team, that they wouldn't have done the same thing.
No, yeah, there's no possible way in this world he was ever going to see that plate. Marco Gonzalez now steps in with a chance to walk it off. Muchler down at second. Breaking ball outside. Got him on the swing. The home plate umpire, Mark Dobbs, and Adrian Alaniz wants to have a quick conversation with Marco Gonzalez. And I got to tell you, I started talking about it a minute ago. Adrian Alaniz came in after the double by Aiden Moody and stopped his players from coming out because they knew Moody was going to get a runner. They were trying to get out there and kind of give him high five. Immediately calmed it down. Same situation. Gonzalez thinks he doesn't swing. Home plate umpire says he does, calls time, says, hey, come talk to me. Let's calm it down, young man.
Yeah.
Professional coach right there.
Get control of his emotions and his players' emotions.
0-1 from Brennan Daniel. Daniel trying to shut it down. Check swing towards third. It's going to be foul. 0-2. Gonzalez check swung almost into a perfect bunt.
Yeah, well, that would have been something.
You mentioned it a minute ago, Sinton has had a flair for the dramatic here in the playoffs. They did it against Bernie last round.
They did it against Bernie. They did it against Davenport.
Davenport as well. That's right.
They find a way to win, and that's what championship teams try to do. They find a way to win.
0-2. Brennan Daniel trying to get him out here in the bottom of the 7th. Muchler at second. Hit back up the middle. Shortstop Kirk will touch second base, and we'll go to extras. Free baseball here tonight from UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Top of the 8th coming up. China Springs will take the plate. You're watching Texas High School playoff baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Really?
Braden Brown will step on the mound for the Sinton Pirates. We got all kinds of movement going on. We got hockey line changes. Blake Mitchell will go back behind the plate. Aiden Moody stays at third. Marco Gonzalez slides from second to short. Nick Flores goes from catcher to second. Jaquay Stewart goes to first base. And Cash Wood goes to right field. So Jaquay Stewart.
The good thing about it is there's no
new player. No new player on. So
just position change.
I've never went through an entire eraser in one day for a baseball series, but we're on the verge of it today. We've done some serious erasing.
One of those switches right there when I was coaching, I would say, any changes, player changes, they say no, and I'd say whatever. I wouldn't even pay attention to it.
First pitch from Braden Brown, strike on the inside corner to Brennan Daniel. It'll be Daniel Black and Braxton Bowers. Another good breaking ball, stayed up high though. 1-1, didn't miss by much, truthfully, from Braden. Braden Brown 12-0 on the year. Breaking ball over the top of the head of Brennan Daniel. It's a brush up, not a brush back. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball into the turf. 3-1. By the way, just in case you were curious, my 62.7 scored in the last half inning.
There you go. It's going back up this time.
Back up. We're back to 64% on a leadoff walk, and we may see one right here on a 3-1 count. Not on that pitch we're not going to, as that's a breaking ball right down Broadway. Full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Coach Martinez and the caller for no doubles and left. Drilled towards third base, just foul. Kent Wardlaw, the third base umpire, says. We'll do the 3-2 pitch again. So Braden Brown takes over for Blake Mitchell. 3-2. Hit towards the left center gap. Base hit, leadoff. Great swing by Brennan Daniel.
Now, is it a leadoff hit and a leadoff? Is that the same percentage as a leadoff walk?
It is not the same percentage, believe it or not. It is a lower percentage scored on a leadoff hit than it is on a leadoff walk. And that is actually true. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't actually have the official reason why. I just know that it is less.
I know the leadoff hitter's on base.
That's true. That is true.
And about to bunt.
And they are about to bunt. He's not going to bunt. He's going to wear one in the back. Trevor Black will go down to first base. Now the percentages increase because there's two runners on, no outs. And it'll bring up Braxton Bowers, who, oh, by the way, his last at bat hit a single up the middle off of Blake Mitchell for an RBI to make it 4-3. Adrian Alaniz will come out and have a conversation with Braden Bowers.
Braden Brown.
Bowers. Braden Brown.
I'm pretty sure it's a bunt now.
Yes, I'm willing to bet that Braxton Bowers will throw this one down. Dylan Bowers is on deck after Braxton, followed by Jacob Clement. Then top of the lineup. I couldn't pick a player of the game based on my score sheet
No.
right now if I knew what I was doing.
Me neither.
Coach Alaniz, a long conversation there with Braden Brown. Kenny Smith, the second base umpire, now coming in. And
I think we're going to have a pitch.
I was going to say, we're going to make a move right here, it looks like, because it looks like Aiden Moody, the third baseman, is already in changing gloves. And we're going to get the hook. Aiden Moody will come in. So they're going to let Aiden Moody get warmed up. Braden Brown will go to third base. And we'll be right back here from UFCU Dish Falk Field. You're watching Texas High School Playoff Baseball on the NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Aiden Moody will take over for Braden Brown. Aiden Moody 8-0 on the year for the junior pitcher. Coming in with two base runners on, first and second base, no outs, as Braden Brown just a moment ago hit Trevor Black in the back. Boy, I think I messed up Braden Brown and Bowers, and now we're hitting Trevor Black in the back. And feel like
the bees are everywhere.
Dr. Seuss all of a sudden. Braxton Bowers will come to the plate now, and Aiden Moody, one last quick conversation with Adrian Alaniz. Second base umpire Kenny Smith is going to come in and shuffle off Adrian Alaniz. Now, if I was a betting man, this ball would be bunted preferably towards the third baseman.
Yeah.
Braden Brown. First pitch from Moody. Inside move. Bowers, good job of, if he is bunting, not giving it away right there. Back on top of the bump, ready to go. Out at second base is Brennan Daniel. He will square to bunt, pushes it down the first baseline. Stewart will pick it up foul territory. It'll be no balls and one strike. So the base runners down at first base is Trevor Black. Down at second base is Brennan Daniel. Everybody now expecting the bunt as well. Bowers tried to push that one down the first baseline. A little surprising there, especially with the lefty Jaquay Stewart able to kind of throw over to third, maybe even a little bit easier with that open hand, and he's going to charge. They're both charging. Outside, 1-1.
Yeah, that little play on there, we call it crash. We used to call it crash, and that's where both sides were coming. You know, they were basically giving up the middle of the field. If you were to hit the ball, you're giving it up. But, they're selling out to get the out at third base is what they were doing right there.
1-1 pitch coming up from Moody, as that one missed on the fastball outside. Comes set, long look. They're going to run it in again. Squares to bunt, gets it down. Brown. Moody's going to throw it over towards first base. Safe at first. Dropped it from Flores. The base runner, Bowers, avoided the tag inside, and Flores went back thinking maybe that he committed to go to second, Coach, but I think it was more the throw took him inside.
Right. I think the umpire called him safe, so he's saying that he didn't make a.
He did, and Bowers took, I believe, a knee to the inside of the thigh right there, or right on the thigh. I believe we're going to have another opportunity to talk about the training staff right here, Coach.
That's right.
Going to let him walk it off just a little bit down here. Cody Corntossel is the trainer for China Spring, comes out of the dugout. Couldn't have made that an easier name for me, by the way, like John Smith or something. Cody Corntossel. Cody, if
we messed
pronounced your name wrong, apologize for that. But I believe I got it right. Dylan Bowers. Nope. Garrett Maddox will step in. So the bases are loaded. No outs. Fastball high, misses 1-0. Pinching in on the infield.
Yeah, now you're forced to get the out at the plate right here. You know, you can't. Obviously, you're trying to cut off that tying run or go-ahead run.
1-0, got the strike on the outside, 1-1.
See the outfield pulled in, and so, you know, any fly ball, they're going to try to make a play at the plate on a sacrifice fly or base hit. They're going to try to cut off that second run from scoring.
Big swing comes up empty from Garrett Maddox.
You know, from a Sinton perspective, you're hoping for a strikeout in this situation, and then you have to make a decision whether you're going to go back them up in the middle. So
1 ball, 2 strikes. Maddox 0 for 1 on a ground ball to the pitcher. His first at bat. Got the strikeout. Mitchell with a fist bump. 1 out. Bases are still loaded. See if they go back in the middle with Flores and Gonzalez. It looks like they are going to pull them back at least halfway. And it will bring up the center fielder, number 4, Jacob Clement. Jacob had a 2 RBI triple.
He got the scoring started.
His first at bat. Since then, he's 0 for 1, so he's 1 for 2 total with a walk. Flares it down the right side. Into foul territory, 0-1. Walk stranded on third in the 5th, struck out in the 6th.
You know, your outfielders, they all got to know their strength of their own arm. They all got to be at a depth right here where they can throw somebody out at the plate.
0-1, breaking ball, hit towards first. Stewart's going to charge it. Fire it home. They'll get the out at home. Good play right there from Jaquay Stewart. 1-2 put out. 2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup for Mason Kirk.
Let's go 3-2.
3-2, same thing. First baseman to second base. I mean, don't worry about me, Coach. Listen, it's like the 17th inning of baseball.
Yeah, that's right. That's all right.
Mason Kirk led off the top of the 7th with a single. He's 2 for 4. 2 singles. A single scores a run here. Breaking ball, hit down the third baseline, foul. Down at third base is Black. Bowers at second. Clements at first. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Sinton trying to get out of it. Aiden Moody has come in after Braden put the first 2 on. This one's charged to center. Caden McCoy ranges to his right, calls it, and he's got it. Aiden Moody comes in with 2 runners on and leaves the bases loaded for China Spring. Sinton will come up in the bottom of the 8th with a chance to walk it off right here from Austin, Texas. Stay with us. State semifinal baseball right here on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors, the North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
First strikeout was the killer. Yeah.
Brennan Daniel back out on the mound for the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be 3-4-5. Jaquay Stewart, Braden Brown, and Nick Flores. So middle of the lineup for Sinton with an opportunity to walk it off and go to the state championship tomorrow.
Now you know the reason why I don't coach baseball anymore. Those innings like that.
Yeah, those will make you
whether you're
lose your
Coach
hair.
Alanese or whether you're Coach Beckham, it doesn't make a difference. You've been on both sides of it throughout your career, and it's just, those innings are where they put years onto your life. That's the reason why it's gray hair that we have, or lack of hair.
The winner,
like
or no hair, yeah. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 6:30 right here at UFCU Dishwalk Field against Texarkana Liberty Ilu. Jaquay Stewart wants it to be Sinton. First pitch on the outside from Brennan Daniels is a strike. No balls and one strike. Brennan Daniels has pitched his tail off. Oh, 1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. Daniels, 2 1/3, only giving up 2 hits. 1 earned run. Has had 4 walks in those 2 1/3, though. Can't afford to put anybody on here. 1-1. Flied out towards left. It'll stay foul, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stewart 1 for 2 on the day. 2 walks and a single to right field. Hit towards the third baseman. Fumbles it. Stewart will get on. Hughes charged it. Couldn't come up with the baseball cleanly, though. And Jaquay Stewart hustles down an error on the third baseman. Don't even ask me what a leadoff error percentage scores, Coach.
Oh, boy.
Braden Brown, we're going to get a runner, number 23, Derek Garcia, the sophomore, will come in and run for Jaquay Stewart. Crew Chief Mark Dobbs has
had a busy day with his pencil as well.
He has for sure, too. Our producer, Pat Lowry, told me just a moment ago, and they may point into this. Let's see what their Alanese is talking to one of his assistant coaches right here, making sure everybody's on the same page, and I think they want some baseballs. Braden Brown, Pat Lowry, our producer a minute ago, said Braden Brown is due. He'll square to bunt, lays it down, a good one. Garrett comes out, fires it to first base, a good play, but down to second. Derek Garcia. Now a runner in scoring position, and in comes Nick Flores.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Brown. And last at bat, he had the same opportunity. He came up there and kind of failed on the sacrifice bunt, and he was kind of disgusted with himself. But, like you said, baseball is a tough game. Sometimes you next time up, you get put right back in the same situation again, especially in a game like this where every inning it's tied up or a 1-run game. And so a really good job by him in that situation right there, coming back and being able to get that bunt down and getting his guys in scoring position.
Well, Nick Flores had a 2 RBI triple to tie this game in the bottom of the second. He's got an opportunity to walk it off. Good breaking ball, fouled off on the back. It'll be 0-1.
Shout out to the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association and all their coaches that are helping work this weekend out at Dale Diamond and here at Dish Vault. Those guys are working hard. And shout out to the UIL for the job that they do of putting on this event here for these kids and everything that they do for our high school sports.
No balls and one strike from Brennan Daniel. Hit down the third baseline, foul, 0-2. Flores would love the opportunity to walk it off right here.
A lot of anxious parents, anxious fans.
Yes. A lot of fans from Sinton waiting to jump out. And China Spring, same thing with one strike. Right here from Brennan Daniel as that one's fouled straight back at us. It stays 0-2. One down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Base runner out at second base. Flores 1 for 4. 2 ground balls to the shortstop Mason Kirk and a strikeout in the 6th. But in the bottom of the 3rd, the 2 RBI triple. Just a little bit offside. Good 0-2 pitch right there from Brennan Daniel, though. Went fastball, coach, about a ball or two off the outside.
It was off the plate. It was off plate, good pitch, you know. Well, one thing I want to say about both these coaching staffs, you know, both Corey Beckham's staff and Adrian's staff, they've both done outstanding jobs of managing this game and putting their kids in the best situation to be able to win the game today. I can't say enough about the job that they've done.
1-2, Flores just gets a piece of the breaking ball. Excellent job from Nick Flores, keeping the bat in the zone just long enough to foul it off and live to fight another day right there. It'll stay 1-2. During that, we saw Jaden Honey, the right fielder, really move over to the right center field gap. The center fielder, Jacob Clement, moved from the right center field, now dead center. So a big zone down the right field line right here. Left field, same way with Ryder Reeves.
Kind of squeezing the gaps a little bit.
1-2 pitch coming up from Brennan Daniel. Double check out at second. Pitch on the way. Got him on the inside. Barking from Flores. He didn't like the call. 2 down. And it brings up Cash Wood. If you had to have somebody up for Sinton at this exact moment, Cash Wood, it'd be a hard one to find somebody different. This young man comes in hitting .337 on the year. Oh, by the way, he's 2 for 3, a double with an RBI, a single, and a walk and a run scored.
Having a day.
He's had a good one. He can have a better one right now if he gets a base hit. Brennan Daniel, strike one, or ball one inside. Pitch number 1 was 1-0. Out at second base is Garcia. He's the pinch runner for Jaquay Stewart. Into the turf. Jace Garrett, another great job right there, blocking that ball right in front of him, 2-0.
That guy doesn't let anything by him. He's just done an outstanding job back there behind the plate of he just doesn't panic when the ball's going to be in the dirt, just slides over in front of it, blocks it with his chest, just keeps it right out in front of him right there on home plate.
2-0 pitch, inside move, fires it to second. Second baseman Dylan Bowers comes over or not Dylan Bowers, Garrett Maddox. Slides in front, makes a good play. Doesn't even really worry about the tag right there. .2-0 pitch, flared right-hand side. It's going to get into the stands. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fans got him a souvenir ball right there.
Came to the state tournament and got a souvenir.
Take that down to the concession stand. Get yourself a crispy $8 hamburger. 2-1 pitch. I'm not bitter, by the way. 2-1 coming up right here. Cash Wood. Drive towards right, foul. 2-2. Big pitch coming up right here from Brennan Daniel. Mentioned earlier, Daniel 9-2 on the season. Has only given up 2 hits in 3 innings. 2-2. Cash Wood. Outside into the turf, and Garrett makes another good stop at the catcher's position for China Spring. He just continues. He looks like a Hoover vacuum back there. I mean, nothing is getting by this young man. That is confidence in your pitcher or in your catcher right there as a pitcher for Brennan Daniel. You can throw anything you want. 3-2. Just outside, ball 4. 5th walk, though, in 3 innings for Brennan Daniel, and it puts another base runner on, and it brings up Caden McCoy.
Yeah, that really doesn't hurt you right there. It actually sets up another base to be hot for a force play. So, it's
and I got to tell you,
threw a couple good pitches and just didn't get him. So
with Wood being the hot hitter, 2 for 3 on base, 3 of 4.
Yeah,
it's not a bad walk.
No, not a bad walk.
Although Caden McCoy has been on base 3 times, he's 0 for 1 with 3 walks.
Yep.
His last at bat was a strikeout. The center fielder for Sinton. Daniel set, pitch on the way, into the turf. Garrett gets by him, fires it down to third base, safe at third. Garcia immediately went as the ball got away from Garrett.
One thing you wish Cash would have done is, been able to get a good jump with himself and get to second base and alleviate that. Now we got to have a trainer because we got blood again.
Yeah, when you get the
Sinton trainer's name, you're going to have to go ahead and.
Hey, I can follow that up for you right here. Can't just give the China Spring trainer. We know all the trainers here on NFHS Network. How come we can't get an easy trainer name?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Let's see who comes out. He's going to, it is, there's Dana. Dana Constante is going to come out and take care of Garcia. And they may just put somebody else in for Garcia right here. Wouldn't surprise me for Coach Alaniz because
he's got a dugout full of them.
That one, little nose right there, may not go away too fast.
Number 17.
It'll be Zach Alaniz.
Look at there.
Coming in at third.
I'd be willing to bet there's some relationship.
Yes, there is. Alaniz, Sinton, they're related.
Yeah, there's some relationship there. Uncle's giving a good talk to
Caden McCoy
right now.
There you go. 1 ball and no strike now for Caden McCoy. And you're right, Cash Wood just didn't get that secondary lead that he could have gotten on the hop there, but didn't do it. 1-0. Outside for Brennan Daniel. And the one thing for this inning at the bottom, it's been a slow inning for Brennan Daniel. It has not been a quick inning.
As wide as their middle infielders are right here, something you could do, you could delay steal right here and take a chance on possibly. I don't think they'll throw to second, but.
Yeah, I can't imagine they'll throw to second at this point. 2 balls and 1 strike on that fastball on the outside to Caden McCoy. 0 for 1, 3 walks for McCoy. This one hit towards left. Reeves has got a beat on it. Moves to his right. We're going to the 9th. China Spring leaves a base runner on third base. 2 runners left on. More free baseball here in Game 2 of the state semifinal matchup between the Sinton Pirates and the China Spring Cougars on the NFHS Network.
I squint, I can read national champion.
Aiden Moody back to the mound. Top of the ninth inning.
I can make that out.
We're going to college and professional level now. We're playing a full 9.
Oh, yeah, I can read all that up front. Yeah. I just, like all
It'll be 2, 3, 4, Jace Garrett, Dean Hanna, and J.C. Hughes. Quick conversation on the mound with Aiden Moody. Crew chief Mark Dobbs is going to start walking out there, but find his way back, and Jace Garrett will lead it off. Garrett is 0 for 2. He's had a sacrifice and a walk as well. 308 average on the year coming in for Jace Garrett. Sacrificed his last at bat after a leadoff single from Mason Kirk. Now leading it off here in the top of the ninth. Strike one. Aiden Moody pumps it down Broadway.
I think we've had some changes defensively, I think.
Oh, don't tell me that. I ain't got no moves yet. 0-1 pitch. Hit towards the shortstop. Gonzalez around the baseball. Fires it to Stewart. 1 out. 6-3. 1
Braden
down.
Brown, was he playing second base? He's playing second base now.
Braden Brown is at second, and Nick Flores is at third. This racer and I, we've had problems today. Braden Brown has now played third, short, and second.
And pitched.
And pitched. Well, he was only on the mound for a couple pitches. Moody back on top of the mound, 1 out. Good pitch. Dean Hanna way out in front of the breaking ball, 0-1. On deck is the third baseman, J.C. Hughes. Big swing again, comes up empty, 0-2.
Well, Moody's done a good job of coming in and throwing strikes, getting ahead of hitters, and you know they're going to hit a few balls off of him, but he's not going to. He's getting ahead of them.
0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Aiden Moody. All 3 curveballs and the strikeout of Dean Hanna. 2 down, and it brings up the third baseman, J.C. Hughes. Hughes, .319 average on the year. Second strikeout of the night for Aiden Moody through 1 2/3. Hughes is 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Right on the outside, 0-1. Moody filling up the zone here in the top of the ninth. You start to kind of feel that momentum shift Sinton's way a little bit. Down low on that one, 1-1. Sinton yet to have the lead this evening. Outside, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Moody on the way. Down low, bounces it in. Picked by Mitchell. 3-1. Mitchell again walks out to the front of the circle right there. Tosses it back to him. A quick word. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth inning.
A signal from the dugout, no doubles. So they're back. You see the outfielders backing up a little bit.
3-1 pitch from Moody. Driven towards center. McCoy to his right. Waves. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down. Sinton. Aiden Moody with a fantastic job on the hill. And the Pirates will come into the bottom of the ninth again with a chance to walk it off right here. State semifinals on the NFHS Network.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Brennan Daniel back to the mound. Doing a fantastic job out there. 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, only 1 earned run, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Both hits that Brennan has allowed have been doubles, by the way. Fun fact of the day, Aiden Moody, Rob Thomas, and Blake Mitchell. You'd love to get the first 2 right here so you can walk the third.
Well, he should.
But you got to get through these 2. These
That's
are 2
right.
good hitters right here. Aiden Moody, he's 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI, takes ball 1. Moody took over on the mound last half inning, did a fantastic job. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, good one, 1-1. Daniel driven out towards left. Leadoff single from Aiden Moody. Reeves picks it up on the 2-hop and fires it in.
Well, that's going to make some interesting. Now, what you probably don't do right here is you probably don't bunt.
I'm with you on that one. You bunt him and get him over. It's a good situation, obviously. You got the winner run at second base, but you're pretty much taking the bat out of the hands of your best player.
But what you don't want him to do is you don't want him to ground into a double play. So
Jaron Martinez will come in to run now for Aiden Moody. No, you're 100% correct on that one.
You're darned if you do and darned if you don't in this deal. So.
Double-edged sword all the way around.
So you probably, he's probably going to bunt him here, I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah, Thomas 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. He will square to bunt, and it will bunt foul.